chance to do just that to the visiting High Desert Mavericks here in the finale of this 3-game set. Fans, good afternoon to you, and a very happy Mother's Day to you as well. My name is Rob Sinclair, coming to you live from here in Rancho, Cucamonga, and we talked about the Quakes having won 2 in a row. They've been 2 very close, very well-played games in the first 2 games of this series. Quakes getting the deciding runs in the 8th inning both nights, both on Friday in the opener and last night on Saturday. Back on Friday night in a ball game that was tied at 3-all, Baltazar Lopez led off the bottom of the 8th inning with a double, ended up scoring on a disputed play at home plate where it looked like the home plate umpire was going to call him out, then signaled safe on a bang-bang play at the plate with the infield drawn in, and that's how the Quakes were able to win that ball game by a final count of 4-3. Then last night, after getting the first run of the game, High Desert came back. As the Quakes got the first run of the game, High Desert got a couple runs in the 5th. Quakes came back, tied it in the 7th. Pat Riley led off with a triple, then scored on an RBI double by Drew Toussaint. Then in the bottom of the 8th, Sean Rodriguez, on the second pitch of the inning, drilled a solo home run to straightaway center field. That put the Quakes up to stay by a final count of 3-2. Kevin Lynch got the win for the second straight night. He's gotten his first 2 wins in his last 2 appearances. He's now 2-0 after getting the win yesterday with an inning and a third of scoreless relief. And the Quakes managed to overcome a dozen walks and 2 hit batters by their pitching staff last night. It was a crazy game. And what's really incredible is that of the 15, High Desert had 20 base runners last night. 15 of them got on without the benefit of a hit. 12 walks, 2 hit batters, and another guy reached on a fielder's choice. None of those 15 came around to score. I mean, how many times do you see that? High Desert stranded 15 guys on base last night. Quakes made the pitches when they needed to, and they go on to win by a final count of 3-2. Quakes are being introduced right now. Let's take a look at the standings here as we've got just a second here in the On Deck show. Starting the standings of the Southern Division, where the Quakes, with yesterday's win, have remained in a tie for first place with the Inland Empire 66ers. Both the Quakes and the Sixers, 20-15 on the year. Quakes, the hottest team in the California League. They've won 4 in a row, 6 out of their last 7, and 7 out of their last 10. The Sixers and the Quakes have a 1-game lead on Lake Elsinore. High Desert, today's opponent, 2 games back in 4th place, and Lancaster bringing up the rear 8.5 out of first place. San Jose leads the North Division by 4.5 games. The Giants are 23-11. Remember, they come to the Epicenter tomorrow to open up a 3-game series. Modesto at 19-16, the only other team in the over 500 in the Northern Division. They are 4.5 games out. So again, Quakes and the Sixers tied for first in the South. San Jose leading by 4.5 games in the North. Well, fans, the Quakes have taken the field. Let's go ahead and step aside for 60 seconds. We'll come back, have a look at the starting lineups, and get you set for the first pitch here in today's ball game. Quakes hosting the Mavericks. That's coming up in 1 minute right here on the Quakes Radio Network.
The Charter Media Friday Family Fun Pack is back. Get 4 club seats, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, a Quakes baseball, 2 Boomers miniature golf passes, 2 Cold Stone Creamery buy 2 get 2 free coupons, and a voucher for a free on-demand movie from Charter Media, all for just $38. The Charter Media Friday Family Fun Pack is available May 26th, June 16th, June 30th, and August 25th. For more information, call the Quakes ticket office at 909-481-5252.
This is Rob Sinclair, the voice of the Quakes for the Ontario Airport Marriott. If you're looking for a great place to eat, the Ontario Airport Marriott features the D Street Sports Bar and Grill, open daily from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 a.m., the Pacific Grill for the fine diner, or stop by the 24-hour Pacific Deli. The Ontario Airport Marriott is located at 2200 East Holt Boulevard, just off the 10 freeway. The Ontario Airport Marriott, a proud sponsor of your 2006 Quakes on the radio.
Our national anthem, and now first pitch coming up in just a couple of minutes in this ball game. Quakes hosting the High Desert Mavericks, and a couple of notes about this ball game, folks. Quakes looking to go with a win. We mentioned they would get their second series sweep of the year, first time since opening weekend against Bakersfield. Quakes with a win also would go 6 games over 500 for the first time all year. It would also mark they're a 5-game winning streak for Rancho Cucamonga for the first time this season. So the Quakes have been playing very good baseball and have got a chance to do some things that they haven't done yet this year if they can get a W behind the right arm of Nick Green. He will start for the Quakes tonight. And High Desert counters with the right-hander Luis Cota. That's the starting pitching matchup. As Green has begun his warm-up tosses, let's take a look at how Desert lines up against Greeny. Mavericks in 4th place, 2 games out of first in the California League Southern Division, 18 and 17 on the year. Leading it off for the Mavs is the shortstop Irving Falu. Then it's the second baseman Geraldo Valentin, and the left fielder Mike Galloway will hit third. In the middle of the order, Mike Stodolka, after sitting out yesterday's game because the Quakes started the left-hander Mike Apposi, is back in the lineup. That's a big break for the Quakes yesterday, not having to face Stodolka, who has absolutely dominated Quakes pitching this year. He's the cleanup man and will play first base. Rusty Brown, the DH, hits 5th. And then batting 6th and handling the hot corner is Ed Lucas. In the bottom third of the order, Juan Senrizo is the center fielder. He will bat 7th. Hitting 8th and handling right field is Brian McFall. And rounding things out in the 9-hole is the catcher, Tommy Duenas, the former Angels farmhand. So again, for the Mavericks, they go with Falu, Valentin, and Galloway, Stodolka, Brown, and Lucas, followed by Senrizo, McFall, and Duenas. And again, their starter is the right-hander, Luis Cota. As Nick Green continues his warm-up tosses, tell you about Greeny, a right-hander from Tifton, Georgia. Nick, 6'4", 200 pounds, and still just 21 years old. He was a 35th round pick out of Darton Junior College in 2004. Nick Green has been working on a mechanical adjustment, though he's been knocked around a little bit his last couple of times out. He's given up 25 hits in his last 2 starts combined, 25 hits in his last 10 2/3. We'll see how he does here today. As Falu is in for the left side, he's ready. Nick Green kicks and deals a fastball on the outside corner, and that's a called strike one as we are underway at 2:08 this afternoon. Now fastball up high from Green, 1 ball and 1 strike. Nick Green on the year, a record of 3-2 and a 4.70 earned run average. 1-1 down and away, 2 balls and a strike. Green has worked 38 1/3 innings, given up 20 earned runs on 52 hits. 2-1, pop foul. This will get over the screen and into the seats. Makes a big hop into an empty section. It's even at 2-2. Outfield straight away against Irving Falu. 2-2. Line drive right to the second baseman, Nate Sutton. He's down to a knee to make the play. And Irving Falu lines out sharply to open things here in the top of the first. Finish up the numbers on Nick Green for you. 33 strikeouts and 38 1/3 with 12 walks for Green. So right around a 3-to-1 ratio of strikeouts to walks. And opponents come in hitting .321 against him. Here's Geraldo Valentin in from the right side, and the fastball low for ball 1. Quakes wearing the alternate blue tops for just the second time all season. With the home white pants as Valentin skies this one into routine right field. Ben Johnson started back a step. Now he'll come in 2 steps and makes the play. So Valentin flies to right. And quickly 2 away here in the top of the first. Base is empty for the left fielder, Mike Galloway. Quakes wearing the blue tops with the white pants. High Desert once again wearing the burgundy tops with the gray pants. And Galloway will stand in from the right side. Went 0 for 2 yesterday with a walk and an RBI. He's also hit by a pitch. He takes a fastball for a strike here, and it's 0-1. Right-hander against right-hander. Nick Green likes to work quickly. 0-1 foul down the right field side, and 0-2. That mechanical adjustment that Green was making, he was throwing too far across his body, which was putting too much stress on his shoulders. So the Angels and the Quakes pitching coach, Eric Bennett, have been working with him to kind of refine that delivery a little bit and stop putting stress on the joints, because throwing a baseball is a violent motion in the first place. Fastball up high, it's 1-2. I mean, it's an inherently dangerous thing to do, to throw something 90 miles an hour and put that kind of stress on your arm in the first place. Here's a line drive into left center field, ranging over Drew Toussaint. Makes a diving catch out there in left. What a play by Toussaint in the gap as he takes away extra bases from Mike Galloway. Galloway can appreciate that, one left fielder to the other, as Toussaint got a great jump on that one. Got on his horse and made a tumbling catch out there in left center field, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Nick Green here in the top of the first. High Desert in order, no runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. To the bottom of the first we go. High Desert nothing, and the Quakes coming up.
After a big game, the cleanup job that the bleachers need can seem overwhelming. If you're faced with the same sort of dilemma after a day at the office, contact SCS Services. They specialize in industrial and commercial cleaning, and yes, they even do windows, inside and out. For free estimates, call SCS Services in your Yellow Pages, or give them a call at 987-9968. That's 987-9968.
SCS Services. Better service, lower prices.
Galliano Winery, located at 1431 Wineville Road in Mariloma, California. In business since 1927, the Galliano family's roots run deep in Cucamonga Valley's winemaking history, offering a unique array of 25 varieties, including award-winning wines as well as custom label. The Galliano tradition continues to grow in the Inland Empire. Try the latest award-winning wines in a relaxed country atmosphere of the tasting room. Enjoy a tour of our landmark complex or relax in the beautiful picnic grounds. To reach Galliano Winery, call 909-685-5376. That's 909-685-5376. Or stop by Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday, 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Of the first inning here in Rancho Cucamonga, the right-hander Luis Cota finishing up his warm-up tosses for High Desert, and let's take a look at how the Quakes will line up against them. Rancho with a record of 20-15 on the year, their best record of the season at 5 games over 500. They were also 11-6 earlier this season, so we'll see if the Quakes can go 6-over for the first time this year. Leading it off with a third straight game is the second baseman Nate Sutton. Then, as usual, the third baseman Freddy Sandoval hits second. And the shortstop, Sean Rodriguez, who had a huge game offensively and defensively last night, will hit third. In the middle of the order, Ben Johnson moves up to the fourth spot, switch hitter playing right field. The DH, Pat Riley, hits fifth and batting sixth. And handling the duties at first base once again is Baltazar Lopez. In the bottom third of the order, Drew Toussaint is in left. He bats seventh. The catcher, Tim Duff, hits eighth. And rounding things out in the 9-hole is the center fielder, Josh LeBlanc. Nate Sutton takes the fastball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter. Sutton, the native of Santa Cruz. 0-1, fastball high and away, and it's a ball and a strike. Again, the Quakes go with Sutton, Sandoval, and Rodriguez, Johnson, Riley, and Lopez, followed by Toussaint, Duff, and LeBlanc. And the starter again is the right-hander Nick Green. The swinging a ball fouled off the mask of the home plate umpire. He got knocked backwards a couple of steps there. He's all right, and as a professional courtesy, the catcher, Tommy Duenas, will walk out to the mound and let the home plate umpire collect himself. So 1-2, the count on Sutton. Let's tell you about Luis Cota, the right-hander for High Desert. A 10th-round pick back in 2003 out of South Mountain Community College down there in Arizona. Cota, 6'2", 200 pounds, his first year in High Desert after he spent all of last season with the Burlington Bees in the Midwest League. He's ready to go. 1-2, the count on Nate Sutton. And the fastball up high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cota on the year, a record of 1-3 and a 6.51 earned run average. He is making his 8th start of the season. 2-2, down and in. And it's gone full on Nate Sutton. Cota has worked 37 1/3 innings this year. He's given up 27 earned runs and 45 hits. Has faced the Quakes once before and got tagged for 8 runs in 3 and a third innings. 3-2, reached out and fouled away down the left field side, and Sutton will see another one. 28 strikeouts and 37 and a third for Luis Cota. 13 walks, so better than a 2-to-1 ratio of strikeouts to walks. Opponents come in hitting .302 against them. So 3-2 once again. Downstairs, and a nice at-bat by Nate Sutton as he was down in the count 1-2. And comes back to draw a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the first. So Quakes get the leadoff man aboard here in the bottom half of the first. And here comes Freddy Sandoval to the plate. Sandy riding a 4-game hitting streak. Switch hitter in from the left side as Cota works out of the stretch now. Nate Sutton going on the very first pitch. The hit and run was on, but Sandoval fouls it off to the left. Back to first goes Sutton, and the count 0-1. Mentioned a 4-game hitting streak for Freddy Sandoval. He had multi-hit games in each of the first 3 games of that streak, including his first 3-hit game of the season back on Friday night. And yesterday went 1 for 4. Toss over to first, and Sutton is back diving in. No score here in the bottom of the first. Quakes looking to sweep High Desert. Come in 4-2 against the Mavericks this year. Swung on and fouled back by Freddy Sandoval. And he's behind in the count, 0-2. Quakes and the Mavericks split a 4-game series back on the opening week of games, April 10th through the 13th. And now meeting for the second time this year, and we'll see High Desert in about a week again next Monday when we go up to Adelanto for 4 games. 0-2, change up down low. Good eye by Sandoval to lay off of that one. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Bobby Mitchell giving the signs over there at third base. His first year as Quakes manager. Craig Graybeck, the hitting coach, as always coaching over there at first. Toss over to first as Sutton had a pretty good size lead, and he's back diving in. Sean Rodriguez waiting on deck. It's a beautiful day for baseball out here in Rancho Cucamonga. Come on out. Still got some seats available. 1-2 down in the dirt, getting past the catcher Tommy Duenas and taking second on they're going to call a pass ball to Tommy Duenas is Nate Sutton. So that's like a pretty tough play to give a pass ball on, but that's the scoring, so that's what it is. So Duenas charged with the pass ball. And the count 2-2 on Sandoval. So Sutton into scoring position. See if the Quakes can strike first. RBI spot for Freddy Sandoval. 2-2 out in front. And he taps a foul to the first base side. Still even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sandy on the year hitting .302. Couple of home runs and 15 runs batted in. He is third on the club in RBIs. Team leader in RBIs, Michael Collins, has 27. He is not playing this afternoon. Gets the day off. 2-2 to Sandoval. Down low, and good job by Duenas to cover that one up. And Luis Cota has now gone full on Sandoval. So Cota was ahead in the count on Sutton 1-2. Ended up walking him. Was ahead in the count on Sandoval, a ball and 2 strikes. And has now gone full to him. So Cota throwing a lot of pitchers already, and we're only 2 batters into the game here in the bottom of the first. 3-2, high and away, and that's ball 4. So Freddy Sandoval draws a walk. And back-to-back walks for Luis Cota here in the bottom of the first. 2 on and nobody out. As the Quakes get into the heart of the order with Sean Rodriguez to the plate. And again, Cota not an overly wild pitcher in the first place. 13 walks and better than 37 innings coming in. And he's put a couple on for free here in the bottom of the first. See if the Quakes can take advantage. Rodriguez in for the right side. First pitch swinging, and he misses the curveball. It's 0-1. Sean Rodriguez had just an absolutely outstanding game last night, especially in the late innings. In the top of the eighth, the game was tied at 2. High Desert had a runner at second with 2 outs. And bounced foul off the facing of the High Desert dugout on the first base side. It's 0-2 on Rodriguez. And on a ground ball by Rusty Brown there in the top of the eighth, Rodriguez went way to his right into the hole. And even though he did not throw Brown out, kept the ball on the infield, and that saved a run. That kept it a 2-2 game. Then in the bottom of the eighth, hits the solo home run. This one down in the dirt, and Nate Sutton going to go to third. And that's going to be a wild pitch charge to Luis Cota. That ball didn't get very far away from Tommy Duenas, the catcher. Sutton opted to go to third base. Freddy Sandoval opted to stay put at first. So now runners out the corner. So a couple of walks, a pass ball, and a wild pitch. And the Quakes threatening, still with nobody out here in the bottom of the first. 1-2 to Rodriguez. Just outside, and it's even 2-2. But again, Sean Rodriguez made that play defensively in the top of the eighth, hit the home run to put the Quakes up 3-2 in the bottom of the eighth, and then started the 6-4-3 double play that ended the game in the top of the ninth. So Sean did a little bit of everything last night. The Quakes won their 4th in a row. Cota stepped off quickly, now right back on from the stretch. And tries the old fake to third, fake to first. Sutton at third, Sandoval at first. Good speed on the base pass for the Quakes. Rancho Cucamonga is 15-3 this year when scoring first. Have a great chance to do it here in the bottom of the first. 2-2, swung on and missed. And that is strike 3. That's a big first out for Luis Cota here in the bottom of the first as he blew a 91-mile-an-hour fastball past Sean Rodriguez. So Rodriguez gone. And here's Ben Johnson, the right fielder. Johnson, the switch hitter. He'll bat left-handed against Cota. Toss over to first, and just barely back in was Freddy Sandoval. Johnson hitting .233, couple of home runs, and 13 runs batted in. Another toss over to first, and again, Freddy Sandoval is back in. Quakes will not hesitate to try a double steal, try to steal a run. Don't really think you'd see it in the first inning, but you never know. We've seen the Quakes squeeze earlier this year. Again, probably not something that you would do in the first, but you don't put it past them. This one fouled off to the left, out of play off the bat of Ben Johnson. And it's no balls and a strike. No score here in the bottom of the first. Outfield shaded around towards left, looking for Johnson to go the other way. Crowd milling about here on a Mother's Day afternoon. 0-1, fastball down and in. And it's a ball and a strike. And everybody wearing shorts and T-shirts, tank tops. A couple of fans brought the parasols. Just gorgeous weather out here in Southern California. Can't see a single cloud. 1-1, fastball outside, 2 balls and a strike. Now, granted, it's hazy and smoggy as it usually is, so I guess that's a form of clouds, but not a true out-and-out cloud. Pine trees out beyond the outfield fence. Palm trees further off in the distance. Everything's good here in Rancho. The 2-1 swung on and missed. As Duenas held on to the foul tip off the bat of Johnson. And it's even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Quakes want to take advantage of this opportunity. Had runners at the corners with nobody out. Rodriguez struck out, and now there are 2 strikes on Johnson. Toss over to first and just barely back in again with Sandoval. Freddy is the team leader with 10 stolen bases on the year, 10 out of 13 for the Quakes runner there at first base. And Nate Sutton, the lead runner at third, has pretty good wheels as well. 2-2 to Ben Johnson. Got underneath it, fouls it back. This will get into the seats on the third base side. And a 2-horse race for that foul ball. Now a 3-horse race. A 4-horse race. Who's going to get it? Now the usher's pointing out where it is. And it was horse number 3 who got it. So still 2-2 on Ben Johnson. There goes Sandoval away from first. High fastball swung on and missed. Throw down to second is not in time as they're going to now try to go home. And coming in to score is Sutton, and thrown and now called safe at second is Freddy Sandoval. What a weird play. The Quakes pick up a run here in the bottom of the first. And let's try to figure this out. I don't know if that was a delayed double steal or what. But Sandoval, okay, first of all, Ben Johnson struck out swinging. Okay, so that's the second out right there. Sandoval takes off with the pitch. Draws the throw all the way through to second base by the catcher Duenas because Sutton stayed at third. Then Sandoval slams on the brakes, starts running back to first. As soon as the throw goes to first, Nate Sutton, who had been tiptoeing away from third, came down the line. The throw from the first baseman, fouled back by Riley at 0-1. Throw from the first baseman, Stodolka, came home to the plate, and Duenas didn't even try to tag Sutton as he slid in to score the run, and then threw back to second, and it was not in time to get Sandoval. It looked like he was going to throw Sandoval out, and it didn't happen. So, I mean, that's going to be a stolen base for Sandoval. 0-1, swung on and missed by Riley, and it's 0-2. So, stolen base number 11 for Freddy Sandoval. And I guess a stolen base as well for Nate Sutton. Well, we'll double check all of that. Main thing is that Sutton came in to score the run. So the Quakes lead at 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. And Sandoval in scoring position for Pat Riley. 0-2 on the way from Cota. High fastball swung on and missed. And that is strike 3. So Luis Cota walks the first 2 hitters of the game. Has a pass ball against him. Throws a wild pitch. Quakes end up double stealing a run. And then Cota comes back to strike out the next 3 hitters and keep the damage to just 1 run here in the bottom of the first. So a run on no hits for the Quakes. No high desert errors. And 1 runner is left. We go to the top of the second. And the Quakes with the early advantage, 1-0.
This is Rob Sinclair, the voice of the Quakes of the Ontario Airport Marriott. If you're looking for a great place to eat, the Ontario Airport Marriott features the D Street Sports Bar and Grill, open daily from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 a.m., the Pacific Grill for the fine diner, or stop by the 24-hour Pacific Deli. The Ontario Airport Marriott is located at 2200 East Holt Boulevard, just off the 10 freeway. The Ontario Airport Marriott, a proud sponsor of your 2006 Quakes on the radio.
Great moments in Laughlin history. Jeff from Barstow tries out his new camera phone.
Hey, Jeff sending pictures from Laughlin.
Looks like you rented a jet ski.
Cool. Nice floating by a pontoon boat.
Are there girls on there?
Yeah, those are girls.
Are they hot?
Yeah, and they're really tan. I think he's in a casino now.
Are the girls with him?
They're blowing on his dice. Nice, he won.
Good. He owes me money.
They're in a nightclub now.
Whoa.
Knee-deep in females.
That never happens when we're with them.
Hello?
Hey, man, you guys should have come down here.
and Jeff says hello.
Uh-huh.
I hate Jeff.
Laughlin, Nevada. Founded on fun.
Oh, I don't want to know what that is.
For information, call 1-800-4-Laughlin or go to visitlaughlin.com.
Top of the second inning, and the count a ball and a strike on Mike Stodolka, the cleanup man for High Desert. The Quakes have a 1-0 lead here in the second. Just got underway. Stodolka, Brown, and then Ed Lucas, 4, 5, and 6, due up for the Mavericks as Stodolka fouls this one down the left field side, and it's a 1-2. Had to verify everything from down in the bottom of the first inning. And it was a stolen base for Nate Sutton. So a double steal officially with Sandoval stealing second base. And Sutton stealing home. There's a swing and a miss on a pitch down in the dirt by Stodolka. Tim Duff, the catcher, throws down to first. That will complete the strikeout. And that's the first out here in the top of the second. Strikeout number 1 for Nick Green. So Stodolka down on 4 pitches. Here's Rusty Brown, the designated hitter. It's in from the right side on the fastball at the knees for a called strike 1. Let's set up the Quakes defensively for you, fans. Begin of the outfield, Drew Toussaint. We've already called his name once on a great catch that he made out in left center field to end the top of the first. This one misses. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Toussaint is in left. Josh LeBlanc in center. And Ben Johnson is in right field. Going on and missed by Rusty Brown. And 1-2 the count. So Toussaint, LeBlanc, and Johnson in the outfield. On the infield for Rancho, Freddy Sandoval at third, Sean Rodriguez at short. On the right side, Nate Sutton plays second. Baltazar Lopez plays first, and the catcher is Tim Duff. Fastball just off the plate. And it's even at 2-2. Rusty Brown hitting .282 with a home run and 14 runs batted in. Fastball down low there from Nick Green, and it's gone full 3-2. Outfield pretty much straight away on Brown. Duff setting up outside, payoff pitch in the air, pretty high out towards left field, and pretty deep as well. Toussaint going back on the warning track, and this one is into the trees. A solo home run, and Rusty Brown ties it up here in the top of the second. The first hit of the game for either club, as Rusty Brown takes his second home run of the year, RBI number 15 for Brown. And that's the 5th home run given up this season by Nick Green. He's now given up 3 home runs in his last 2 starts. Gave up 2 in his last outing against Visalia. Now Lucas going after the first pitch, drives it into right field, but Ben Johnson is there to make the catch. Lucas retired as he took that one the opposite way. And there are 2 gone. So now here's Juan Senrizo, the center fielder. Speaking of home runs, Senrizo can hit some home runs. Tied for the team lead with 5 on the year. He'll dig in from the right side. .250 hitter on the season. 5 home runs and 10 runs batted in. Curveball strike in at the knees from Nick Green, and it's 0-1. High and deep down the left field side. If it's fair, it's going to go. And it's fair, and it's gone. So Juan Senrizo with a solo home run, number 6 on the season. A couple of solo jacks given up by Nick Green here in the top of the second. And the Mavericks are on top 2-1. Senrizo drove that one right down the left field line. home run number 6, RBI number 11 for San Riso. And here's McFall taking a fastball down and in, and it's 1-0. 1-0. This one in the air to center field, hit pretty well. LeBlanc going back, and at the warning track, he will make the catch as McFall flies out to deep center field. Just hit that one to the wrong part of the yard, and that does it for High Desert here in the top of the second. But the Mavericks first tie it and then take the lead with 2 swings of the bat. Rusty Brown, a solo home run to left to even it up, and then Juan Senrito followed just 3 pitches later with a solo home run down the left field line to put High Desert on top here this afternoon. So 2 runs on 2 hits. Rusty Brown's second home run of the year, Juan Senrito's 6th of the season. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, none left. To the bottom of the second we go. Quakes trailing to High Desert now, 2-1.
A pitcher's best friend is the double play. It gets them out of a jam. When your vehicle's transmission is in a jam, here's a double play combination for you. Carl's Transmission Exchange and the Transmission Man. Carl's is the oldest transmission shop in Rancho, Cucamonga, keeping you on the go for over 25 years.
Find Carl's in Rancho Cucamonga on 8th Street between Archibald and Hermosa, and visit the Transmission Man in San Bernardino on Baseline between Del Rosa and Sterling.
One of the most common types of pollution from businesses is contaminated water runoff, which carries oil, grease, or other chemicals that drip or spill onto the ground into the street. This water continues through our communities untreated until it reaches the Santa Ana River and eventually the ocean. Contaminated runoff from your business is a violation of local laws for which you could pay a fine. So please, sweep outside areas and put the debris in the trash. Never hose them down or sweep into the curb or storm drain. Make sure dumpsters have lids to reduce blow-away litter, and call your trash hauler to replace your dumpster if it leaks. Empty mop water and other dirty water into a mop sink or floor drain. Do not illegally dump the water outside. Use non-toxic cleaning products whenever possible. Dispose of all toxics such as pesticides and cleaning products through a hazardous waste hauler. These items are too toxic to trash. And obtain spill containment and cleanup kits for your business. For more information about stormwater pollution prevention, please call 800-CLEANUP or the City of Rancho Cucamonga at 909-477-2740 extension 4060.
Of the second inning here in Rancho Cucamonga, and Luis Cota, the right-hander for High Desert, has himself a lead to work with. A couple of solo home runs from the Mavericks offense in the top half of this second inning, and Cota now with a 2-1 advantage here in the bottom half of the second. Quakes will send the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to the plate. Lopez, Toussaint, and then Tim Duff against the right-hander Cota. Baltazar Lopez finds himself in the lineup for the 3rd straight game. He'll stand in from the left side and takes the curveball down and in for ball 1. Lopez hitting .309 on the season, 1 home run and 8 runs batted in. Outfield playing him straight away, 1-0, down and in. And Cota quickly behind to the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Lopez, the native of Caborca, Mexico, lines this one, and it's caught by the third baseman, Ed Lucas, as he climbed the ladder. Lopez set a hot shot the other way, and Lucas timed his jump perfectly and takes away at least a single from Baltazar Lopez. So Lopez gone on the liner to third. And here's Drew Toussaint, the left fielder. He stands in from the right side, and Cota misses low and away for ball 1. And it was a nice night for Toussaint last night. He went 2 for 3 with a single and a double, also picked up an RBI. Fastball outside corner, it's 1-1. And signs, perhaps, that Toussaint is starting to bust out of the slump that he's been in. Prior to that 2-hit night yesterday, he was in a 1 for 23 slide. Fastball up high, and it's 2-1. On the year, Toussaint hitting just .202. 3 home runs and 10 runs batted in. There's a high fastball swung on and missed. And it's even at 2-2. Looking at Luis Cota really kind of reminds me of Rancho's Jose Arredondo, where it's not been anything fancy from Cota thus far, just fastball after fastball after fastball. Of course, the difference is that Cota's been getting hit a lot more than Arredondo tends to. Curveball up high there, and it's gone full 3-2. And already Cota has gone to 3 full counts in this ball game. 27 pitches in the first inning for Cota. 3-2, a fastball called strike 3, 93 miles an hour at the knees. Not a whole lot that Tucson could do with that one. That's the 4th strikeout for Luis Cota. So he's got 4 Ks through an inning and 2/3. Now with the bases empty and the Quakes down 2-1, here's Tim Duff. Duffer in from the right side. First offering, up and in, and pushed him out of the way. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Duff hitting 190 on the year in very limited playing time. This is just his 8th game, swung on and foul tipped. And it's even at a ball and a strike. Found that one, fouled it back to the netting. And it's 1-2. Tim Duff has played in just 7 games this year, but the good things have a tendency to happen when Duff is in the lineup. Quakes are 5-2 when Tim Duff is the starting catcher. Duff called time and steps out. Duff grew up in Pennsylvania. 6'2", 210 pounds, was a free agent signee out of back in 2004. 1-2 again, up and in. And it's even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Tim Duff has been brushed back a couple of times already in his first at-bat. Duff played his college baseball at the University of Tampa. And there's a called strike 3 on the outside corner. Back-to-back backwards Ks for Luis Cota as he picks up 2 more strikeouts. And Cota, with a 1-2-3 inning here in the bottom of the second, now has 5 strikeouts in the first 2 innings. As Rancho doesn't get a base runner here in the second. Quake, no runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. We go to the 3rd, and the Mavericks on top, 2-1.
Whether it's a collision at home plate or on the road, we know that accidents happen. If you've been in an accident and need auto body repair, visit the pros at Rocky's Auto Body. They feature expert collision repair, including state-of-the-art frame straightening and precise color matching. They work with all insurance companies and can even set you up with tow service and a rental car. Visit Rocky's Auto Body right next to the Quakes Ballpark on Rochester, or find out more online at Rocky'sAutoBody.com. Rocky's Auto Body. There's only one way, the right way.
The 2006 Rancho Cucamonga Quakes aren't always playing baseball at the Epicenter. During their downtime, you can catch them playing the official gaming console of the 2006 Quakes, Xbox 360. Xbox 360 is the most powerful video game and entertainment system out there, delivering the best games, the next generation of premier Xbox Live online gaming services, and unique digital entertainment experiences that revolve around you. Xbox 360, available now at your local retailer. Jump in at www.xbox.com for more information.
Hey folks, Rob Sinclair here to tell you about the good people at Nationwide Surveys and what they can do for your business. They can handle customer surveys, employee feedback, and even online and on-site data collection. That's Nationwide Surveys, reliable feedback, fast. Call them today at 1-800-252-0640 or visit them at nationwidesurveys.com. That's 800-252-0640 or online at nationwidesurveys.com.
Duenas, the catcher at the plate for High Desert, as we're underway here in the top of the third. Took a fastball low and away from Nick Green. And the count 1-0. Quakes down 2-1 here in the top of the third. As Green comes back with a strike to even it up. Duenas to open the inning, then back to the top of the order for the Mavericks with Irving Falu and Geraldo Valentin. So 9-1-2 due up for High Desert. This one in the air, but more high than deep out to left field. Drew Toussaint coming in. Sandoval and Rodriguez are also out off the infield, but Toussaint will make the call and the catch. Pretty easy play for Toussaint. And 3 pitches, 1 out for Nick Green here in the top of the third. So Nick Green has now made his first turn through the order. Given up 2 runs on 2 hits, both solo home runs in the top of the second for High Desert. No walks and 1 strikeout for Nick Green. As Irving Falu will stand in from the left side. Falu, the switch hitter, goes after the first pitch, fouls it back off of the netting, and it's 0-1. A couple of fans here did not invest in sunscreen like they should have. Sales of Coppertone not what they should be here in Southern California. Fastball outside, and it's 1-1. That looks like it would hurt. Goodness. It's a whole lot of sunburn, too. Fastball outside, and 2-1 on Falu. But I'll tell you what, I remember the worst sunburn I ever got came about 3 years ago when I was working in Montana. Outside at 3-1. And we had a full off day, which was rare because, I mean, off days are rare enough in full season minor league baseball, as Green misses outside there and walks Irving Falu with 1 out here in the top of the third. And so the off days that we had in the Pioneer League were really more travel days than anything else. But the way that our manager, Eddie Cedar, wanted to set it up the year that I was in Helena was, he said, we're going to take that off day and we're going to give the players as much of an off day as we really can. Fastball down low to Valentin, it's 1-0. And then we're going to leave at probably 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. We're going to drive all night, and we're going to get to Ogden or Provo, I forget where we were going, in the morning. So I said, okay, so no problem. So I had an off day, close play over at first, but Falu is back in on the pickoff attempt. And so myself, our intern Charlie, our concessions guy Mike, and the team insurance agent, I think his name was Mark, he was a great guy, we all went out to the lake, or to the river, the Lewis and Clark River. Fouled off to the right, it's 1-1. And Mark had a boat. And so we went out, we took the boat out, we had some beers, brought some sand. I think he had a little grill on the boat, so we grilled up some brats, had some lunch, just had a great time. And it gets to be, I'd say probably 2 in the afternoon. And Mark looks at us, another toss over to first, and again Falu dives back. Mark looks at us and he says, look, I got to go. I've got a wedding to go to or graduation, something like that. He said, I got to go. And he looked at Mike and he said, Mike, you're from Boston. You grew up on the water, right? Mike says, yeah. And Mark says, okay, well, here, just drop me off and you guys keep the boat. And I'll pick off attempt at first base past Baltazar Lopez, and going to second and getting in there safely is Irving Falu. That'll be a throwing error charge to the pitcher, Nick Green, on the pickoff attempt. And that moves Falu into scoring position with 1 out here in the top of the third, and the Mavericks already leading 2-1. 2-1 the score here in the third. So Falu at second, the count, a ball and a strike on Geraldo Valentin. Green works from the stretch, check with the runner, and this one swung on and fouled back. It's 1-2. So, like I said, so Mark says, you guys keep the boat. You guys hang out for as long as you want. Just dock it when you're done. And so we're looking around at each other. We're like, all right, cool. We've got a boat for the rest of the day. And so we drop Mark off. We go back out onto the water, and we're inner tubing and just having a great time. And I put limited sunscreen on. I put sunscreen on my right arm only because that's where I had my tattoos at the time. Bouncing ball off the first base line, slow roller, and Nick Green will pick it up and shovel overhand to first base to get Geraldo Valentino. It was a little bit of a tricky play there for Nick Green. Kind of had to decide if that ball was going to stay fair. It was right in between the chalk line and the grass there on the first base side, and it did stay fair, did not roll over. So Green made the play and got the out. Scored 1-3 as Valentine is retired, and Irving Falu goes to third base. So he's now 90 feet away. 2 gone here in the top of the third. And here's Mike Galloway, who was robbed of extra bases on a spectacular catch by Drew Toussaint back in the top of the first. First offering from Green, curveball down low. It's 1-0. So, and I've always been very, very careful about making sure that my tattoos don't get sunburned. And so I put the suntan lotion on the tattoos on my upper right arm, and that was it. There's a strike, 1-1. And I got burned like you wouldn't believe. I mean, it was probably second-degree burns because we were out just all day long. I mean, the tops of my feet were burned. The ground ball, the shortstop Sean Rodriguez charging in, he bobbles it, and the run's going to score as Galloway is safe at first. Rodriguez came charging in and has never had that ball in his glove. An error charge to Rodriguez, and that gives High Desert a gift run here in the top of the third, makes it 3-1. So that run, of course, unearned against Nick Green. And here's Stadolka, the big first baseman. He takes a fastball low. It's 1-0. But so not only was it bad enough that I got burned so badly, then I had to get on the bus and sit for about 10 hours all the way down to Ogden. 1-0, foul back, and it's a ball and a strike. And I'll tell you that, if there was anything that made me never, ever want to go near the water or really outside ever again, it was that experience of sitting on a bus for 10 hours with a sunburn. And everybody was joking on me. Toss over to first, and Galloway's back. Mark Luttrell, our pitching coach, Johnny Nairn, our hitting coach, were just giving me an endless hard time about it. And I was like, guys, listen, not really the time to do it because I just might snap right now. The curveball outside, and it's 2-1 on Stadolka. That was not fun. Not fun at all. So I can understand to what some of the fans here are going through as one of the ladies in a tank top walked by with a big-time sunburn on her shoulders and her arms. Feel her pain. 3 balls and a strike to count on Mike Stadolka. 1 on, 2 out here in the top of the third, and the Quakes down 3-1. 3-1, down and in, and that's ball 4. Couple of walks, couple of errors from Nick Green here in the top of the third. He committed one of the errors. Sean Rodriguez committed the other that led to a run. And the pitching coach, Eric Bennett, will come out for a talk with Green and the catcher, Tim Duff. Fans, want to remind you that Quakes Baseball is brought to you in part by Chili's Bar and Grill in Rancho Cucamonga. Located at 10598 Foothill Boulevard. Enjoy the atmosphere inside or the convenience of Chili's to go. That's Chili's. Live a little. So conference at the mound is over. And we'll see if Green can get Rusty Brown here in the third after Brown got the Mavericks on the board with a solo home run in the second. Look back by Green and comes home with a fastball strike to the knees. It's 0-1. High Desert got a couple of solo home runs in the second, one by Brown, one by Juan Senriso, his team high 6th of the year. And then the unearned run on Rodriguez's fielding error here in the top of the third. Fouled off to the right. And it's 0-2. Quakes did score first in this ball game as they pulled off a delayed double steal and took advantage of a couple of walks in the bottom of the first as Nate Sutton ended up stealing home. Oh, 2. There's a high fastball swung on and missed. And that is strike three. Rusty Brown foul tipped it, and Tim Duff hangs on. Second strikeout of the afternoon for Nick Green. And he sets Brown down on 3 pitches to get out of the inning here in the top of the third. But High Desert gets a run on no hits. Boy, the Quakes got a run on no hits in the first. High Desert gets a run on no hits here in the top of the third, helped by 2 walks and 2 errors. The run is unearned against Green. A run, no hits, 2 Quakes errors, and 2 runners are left for the Mavericks. To the bottom of the third we go. High Desert has added to their advantage. The Mavericks 3 and the Quakes 1.
When you're looking for a contractor, you want to work with a professional. Around here, the place to call is Summit Construction. They're the residential and commercial contractor where quality construction is guaranteed. They specialize in all areas of residential construction. They build top quality homes, do room additions, and even can build you a custom swimming pool or spa. With 25 years of experience, they do it all. For a free quote, call 909-821-2840 or see them online at summitpools.net. Summit Construction, where quality is guaranteed.
We at KWRM 1370 know that you have a choice when it comes to sports radio, and we also know that you're in the right place. By airing the local games that matter most to you, KWRM is your Orange County and Inland Empire sports leader. Whether it's professional baseball, college basketball, or high school football, no one delivers the best and exciting local play-by-play like KWRM. Check out our new website at KWRM1370am.com. That's KWRM1370am.com, and thanks for being a part of our all-star lineup.
Friends and family visiting you this summer? Don't worry. Add a room instantly by calling your friends at the Red Roof Inn. Red Roof Inns offer quality rooms, friendly service, great rates, and kids stay free. Plus, as a Ready Card preferred member, you'll earn points towards free room nights. With 360 Red Roof Inns nationwide, you'll find locations everywhere, including Ontario, San Dimas, and Victorville. Visit us today at redroof.com or dial 800-RED-ROOF.
Josh LeBlanc going to lead it off for the Quakes here in the bottom half of the third. Rancho Cucamonga trailing 3-1 as Tremor, our Rally Source mascot, gives the flowers to his mother out there on the field in between innings. LeBlanc leads things up, then back to the top of the order with Sutton and Sandoval 9-1-2. We're just offering to Josh LeBlanc a curveball at the knees, and it's 0-1. LeBlanc hitting 198, 1 home run, and a dozen RBIs, including an RBI on a sac fly last night, fouled down the left field side into the bleachers, and it's quickly 0-2. LeBlanc, the native of Houston, a 6th-round pick out of Southern back in 2004, began his career with with the Angels organization as an infielder, has now switched to the outfield full time. It's right on this fastball, fouled it back against the screen, and it's still 0-2. Quakes still looking for their first hit of this one. 0-2. This is not going to do it. Popped up, first base side. Valentin, the second baseman, drifts into short right field. He'll make the catch. And that's the first out here in the bottom of the third. So Cota has made his first turn through the order. 1 run, no hits, a couple of walks to start the game, and since then Cota has come back with 5 strikeouts of the first 9 hitters. Actually, 5 of the last 7 hitters he has struck out. And here's Nate Sutton, the leadoff man, who walked and ended up scoring the Quakes' run on a steal of home on a delayed double steal back in the first. Cota, this is with the curveball outside. It's 1-0. Fastball, down and in, 2 balls and no strikes. Nate hitting .283 this year, no home runs, 4 runs batted in. Fastball, fouled back, and it's 2-1. So does the Mavericks defensively for you. I don't think we've done that yet. Starting the outfield where Mike Galloway is in left, Juan Senrizo in center, and Brian McFall is in right. Galloway, Senriso, McFall left to right in the outfield. 2-1 high and away. 3 balls and a strike on Sutton. On the infield for the Mavericks, Ed Lucas at third, Irving Falu at short. On the right side, Geraldo Valentin plays second. Mike Spidolka plays first, and the catcher is Tommy Duenas. There's a fastball high and away. That's ball 4, and Nate Sutton draws a walk for the second time. That snaps a string of 7 straight outs for Luis Cota. It's his third walk given up. 2 to Sutton, and the other one to the man who walks to the plate now, Freddy Sandoval. Sandoval, a switch hitter, will dig in from the left side. Walked and stole a base in the first, his 11th steal of the year. Fastball outside corner. And it's 0-1. Freddy, the native of Tijuana, Mexico. 8th round pick out of San Diego in 2004. Cota out of the stretch, fastball high and away. And it's a ball and a strike. Middle infield playing back. Ed Lucas playing a step or so behind the bag at third. This is Freddy Sandoval. He's a pretty accomplished bunter. Open stance for the left side. Toss over to first, and Nate Sutton dives back in. Craig Graybeck, as always, with a stopwatch in his right hand. Timing Cota and his delivery to home plate. Sutton off to a pretty decent lead, not moving. And Sandoval fouls this one back off the netting, and it's a ball and 2 strikes on Freddy. Now the 1-2. Change up down in the dirt, covered up by Duenas. It's even up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sean Rodriguez waiting on deck. Quakes down 3-1 here in the bottom of the third. 1 on and 1 out. Just past the top of the 3 o'clock hour. We'll need to take a station break whenever Sandoval's at-bat is finished. 2-2, foul back. We'll get over our heads and out of play. And we'll do it once more, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Outfield a little bit around towards left on Sandoval. But for the most part, straight away. The toss over to first. Again, Sutton is back. Duenas spinning up on the outside part of the plate. 2-2. There goes Nate Sutton. Fastball high and away. Throw down to second. Is not in time. A stolen base for Nate Sutton. He steals his second base of the game. For Nate, he's now 4 out of 6 in stolen base attempts, and the count goes full on Freddy Sandoval. I'll tell you what, fans. A good throw by Duenas would have gotten Nate Sutton. That ball was to the shortstop side of the second base bag, however. And Falu, the shortstop, had to reach back across his body. And then reach back across to tag Nate Sutton, and the tag was not in time. Now the 3-2 to Sandoval, popped him up. Left side of the infield, Lucas and Falu both there. Falu, the shortstop, will make the call and the catch. And there are 2 gone. Fans, we have reached the top of the 3 o'clock hour. Let's go ahead and step aside for station identification. You're listening to the Quakes Radio Network.
You're listening to Rob Sinclair and Quakes Baseball on AM 1370 KWRM, Corona, California.
Well, Quakes down a pair here in the bottom of the third, and Sean Rodriguez comes to the plate. A chance to at least draw the Quakes closer if he can get a hit and drive in Nate Sutton from second base. 1 on, 2 out. And the first offering to Sean Rodriguez, a fastball strike. It's 0-1. Rodriguez 0 for 1, struck out back in the first. It's one of 5 strikeouts for Luis Cota. It's back to Sutton. Now another look. Now home with the 0-1. And that fastball a little bit high. Even up at a ball and a strike. Sean Rodriguez hitting .325 this year. Leads the club with 5 home runs. Second on the team with 17 runs batted in. 1-1 up and in, almost hit him. And it is 2 balls and a strike. Rodriguez, native of Miami, 3rd round pick in 2003. Chased a fastball down and out of the zone. And it's even up 2-2. Quakes still without a hit in this one. 3 walks by Cota. As counted for all the base runners. Two on the way. One fouled off to the right. It'll get into the seat. Sadolka, the first baseman, was giving it a look, but no chance for him. And we'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fans still looking for that foul ball over there. 2-2 again. Fastball high and away, and it's gone full. 3-2. And Johnson waiting on deck. And Cota steps off. Quakes a run, no hits and 2 errors. High Desert 3 runs, 2 hits and no errors. Payoff pitch, lined into left field, but hit right at the left fielder, Mike Galloway. That was a rocket off the bat of Sean Rodriguez, and he just hit it too hard as it went right out to Galloway. If that ball's down the line, it's extra bases. Into the gap, it's extra bases. But right at Galloway, and Sean Rodriguez lines out. That does it for the Quakes here in the bottom of the 3rd. So Luis Cota works around his 3rd walk of the afternoon, and the Quakes turned away empty-handed. No runs, no hits, no errors. And Nate Sutton stranded at second base. We're a third of the way through. Go to the 4th with the Mavericks leading Rancho 3-1.
Teamwork. It's important on the field and off. When it comes to engineering services, more people are teaming up with Bonaldo Engineering. They feature a full spectrum of structural, consulting, engineering, and design build services. Whether it's commercial, industrial, or residential, go with a winning team, Bonaldo Engineering. For information or a consultation, call 944-9992 or stop by their office at 9480 Utica Avenue, Suite 607. Bonaldo Engineering, a proud sponsor of Quakes Baseball.
You wouldn't want your favorite sports team to only play offense or only play defense. So when it comes to insurance, why settle for someone that can handle only your auto policy? Bring your home and auto insurance to Allstate now, and you can save big on both. You deserve someone that can assist you more. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands? Hey, sports fans, call Allstate agent William Knight at 909-987-6403 today. Subject to availability and qualification, Allstate Insurance Company, Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company, and Allstate Indemnity Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
In baseball, there are day games, night games, and even the occasional twilight doubleheader. But you'll never see a first thing in the morning game. That's because mornings are for Farmer John. Whether it's delicious hardwood smoked bacon, savory sausage, or juicy ham steaks, they're all made fresh right here in the Southland. There's even Farmer John quick serve bacon and sausage. It's ready in seconds. So share your afternoons and evenings with the Quakes. But mornings are for you and Farmer John. Get fresh. Get Farmer John.
Ball and no strike. the count on Ed Lucas as we're underway here in the top of the fourth. Now Lucas will pop this one up, first base side, but into foul ground, and he'll get about 2 rows deep. Fan tried to make the catch and hold on to the beer. Lost a couple of drops of beer, did not make the barehanded catch. And it's even at 1-1. Lucas, Senriso, and McFall, 6, 7, and 8. Due up for the Mavericks here in the top of the fourth. Leading Rancho Cucamonga 3-1. This one fouled off to the right, and it's 1-2. Field shaded way around towards right on Ed Lucas. He flied out to right his first time up in the second. 1-2. Curveball down in the dirt, covered up by Duff. 2 balls and 2 strikes. In the air, left center field, hit pretty well. Back on it, LeBlanc is going to hang up long enough for Josh LeBlanc to make the catch to the left of straightaway center. Not quite into the out-and-out gap out there in left center. Well, LeBlanc tracks it down all the same, and Lucas flies out for the second time. Fans, want to remind you that Quakes Baseball is brought to you in part by the Outback Steakhouse of Ontario. Located at 4492 Ontario Mills Parkway, just across from the Ontario Mills Mall. Outback Steakhouse of Ontario is the home of the world-famous Bloomin' Onion. At Outback, it's no rules, just right. There's Senriso digging in for the right side. And Green misses down and away with a 4-seamer. It's 1-0. Senriso put High Desert ahead back in the second with a solo home run down the left field line. Swing and a miss. He was out in front of a changeup. A ball and a strike now. The Mavericks added an unearned run against Green in the top of the third. That's how we stand at 3-1 here in the top half of the fourth. 1-1. Fastball down low. 2 balls and a strike. Fans, remember, Quakes are still home after tonight, after this afternoon's ball game. This only takes us 2/3 of the way through our homestand. 2-1, just outside. And it's 3 balls and a strike. Tomorrow, the defending champion San Jose Giants come to town. They'll be in town the next 3 nights, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. All games are 7:05 starts. 3-1 on the ground to the third baseman, Freddy Sandoval. Picks, throws, got him. Score that one 5-3, and 2 away here in the top of the fourth. So make sure you come on out and catch your first place Quakes here at the Epicenter the next 3 nights. We finish up this 9-game homestand. Tomorrow night's a Monday Madness. Curveball strike to McFall. It's 0-1. $12. Get you a couple of tickets, 2 hot dogs, 2 sodas, 2 popcorns. In the air to left field. This will drop in front of Drew Tucson. And a softly hit single for Brian McFall to extend the inning. What else do you get on Monday Madness? Some ice cream coupons, I think, from Cold Stone Creamer. I think you get a buy 2, get 2 free from Cold Stone. And all it costs is $12, folks. So come on out. Hang out with us tomorrow night. As we'll bring you the Quakes and the San Jose Giants. So it'll be a good litmus test for the Quakes, because San Jose has been in first place really since day one up in the Northern Division. Big swing and a miss on the fastball by Tommy Duenas, the number 9 hitter, and it's 0-1. And Quakes, after being in first place in the South for most of the month of April, have just gotten back into a tie for first place in the last couple of games. As right now they are tied for first with Inland Empire, a game ahead of Lake Elsinore. And so it becomes a pretty tough stretch for Rancho Cucamonga, because you get the 3 games against San Jose starting tomorrow. They're the first place team in the Northern Division. Tossed over to first, and back in time is McFall. And then starting on Thursday, the Quakes go to Inland Empire for 4 games against a team that, if they're not still in first place by the time we get to Thursday, is going to be within a game or 2 of the lead. And it'll be the first time that we faced Inland Empire. So a pretty important stretch coming up here for the Quakes. Down and in. And it's a ball and a strike. Now, this is starting to get to the point where you really start, trying to separate yourself from the rest of the pack. We're halfway through May. Got the rest of May. Then you get into June, and still some time to make a run in June, but you try to win that first half title down and away, and it's 2 balls and a strike. But every win you get now, here in the middle of May, is one that you don't have to get there in the last week or so of the first half of the season. Once you get into June, make it a lot easier on yourself when you can win early in the year and get off to a good start. 2-1 on the way from Nick Green. Dwayne has tried to hold up and clearly went around. He couldn't check his swing on the curveball. It's even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Quakes down 3-1 here in the top of the 4th. High Desert with a runner out first. That's Brian McFall. 2 men are out. And the count even on Dwayne is at 2-2. Toss over to first. And McFall is back. How about that? Deuce is wild on the scoreboard. Number 22 at bat with 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. That's a big promotion in Ogden down at Lindquist Field for the Ogden Raptors. Everybody's got to shake their hats when they get to Deuce is wild. Popped up first base side and into the picnic area, and we'll do it again. One of the fun things about minor league baseball, all the promotions and all the traditions, really. Now here in Rancho Cucamonga, they pass the hat. Everybody shakes the hats in Ogden when they get to 2 balls and 2 strikes and 2 outs. And you can find countless things like that all over the minor leagues. 2-2. Ground ball off the third base bag. Ricochets to Sandoval. Bare hand to throw to first. Not in time. Boy, heck of a play by Freddy Sandoval to even make it close, as that ball went right off the third base bag. Took a huge hop in the air, and Sandoval barehanded it and fired a dart to first base. And if Duenas had not been running hard all the way, he would have been thrown out. Instead, however, an infield base hit for Duenas. Brian McFall goes to second on the play. And runners at first and second now here in the top of the 4th. 2 on, 2 out, back to the top of the order. Here's Falu. Takes the ball outside, and it's 1-0. So things getting a little bit sketchy for Nick Green here in the 4th. Got the first 2 outs. Lucas flied out, and Senriso grounded to third. Led the 2-out single to McFall, and the infield hit by Duenas. See if he can get Falu here. The 1-0. Curveball outside. 2 balls and no strike. Falu 0 for 1. He has lined out. Drew a walk his last time up in the 3rd and came in to score on Rodriguez's error. 2-0. Fouled off to the left as he got underneath of it. And it's 2-1. There's a full slate of action in the California League today. San Jose hosting Lake Elsinore. Giants have won the first 2 games of that series, going for the sweep this afternoon at Municipal Stadium. Bakersfield is at Modesto. Inland Empire up in Stockton. Here's a line drive back up the middle, handled on a hop by Sutton, and he'll flip to Sean Rodriguez for the force out at second base. A nice play there by Nate Sutton, ranging up the middle, going to his right to make the play. As Duenas is forced out 4-6 on the fielder's choice, and that does it here in the top of the 4th. So High Desert threatened with a couple of hits, but get turned away empty-handed. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. To the bottom of the 4th we go. It's still High Desert 3 and Rancho Cucamonga 1.
The Charter Media Friday Family Fun Pack is back. Get 4 club seats, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, a Quakes baseball, 2 Boomers miniature golf passes, 2 Cold Stone Creamery buy 2 get 2 free coupons, and a voucher for a free on-demand movie from Charter Media, all for just $38. The Charter Media Friday Family Fun Pack is available May 26th, June 16th, June 30th, and August 25th. For more information, call the Quakes ticket office at 909-481-5252.
Galliano Winery, located at 1431 Wineville Road in Mariloma, California. In business since 1927, the Galliano family's roots run deep in Cucamonga Valley's winemaking history, offering a unique array of 25 varieties, including award-winning wines as well as custom label. The Galliano tradition continues to grow in the Inland Empire. Try the latest award-winning wines in a relaxed country atmosphere of the tasting room. Enjoy a tour of our landmark complex or relax in the beautiful picnic grounds. To reach Galliano Winery, call 909-685-5376. That's 909-685-5376. Or stop by Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday, 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
It's the bottom of the fourth here in Rancho Cucamonga, and the Quakes trailing 3-1. Fans, want to remind you that Quakes baseball is brought to you in part by Romano's Macaroni Grill of Rancho Cucamonga, located at 10742 Foothill Boulevard. Choose from more than 35 Italian specialties. Romano's Macaroni Grill, all the Italian you need to know. Middle third of the order due up for the Quakes here in the bottom of the fourth. Johnson, Riley, and Lopez 4, 5, and 6 to face the right-hander Luis Cota. As Johnson will lead it off. Struck out swinging back in the first, one of 5 strikeouts for Luis Cota on the afternoon. Struck out 5 of the first 8 batters he faced. First pitch here, lined into center field and caught. No, take that back. Not caught by Juan Senrizo off the tip of his glove, I believe. And safe at second with a stand-up double is Ben Johnson. That's the first hit of the afternoon for the Quakes. That ball was tailing back towards Juan Senrizo as he was trying to go to his left out towards right center field. And I thought that ball was going to tail back just enough for Senrizo to make the catch on the run. I do believe that he got his glove on it, but he could not haul it in. So a leadoff double from Ben Johnson. And here's the DH, Pat Riley. Cota working from the stretch. Riley goes after a fastball and comes up empty. And it's 0-1. Riley hitting .316. No home runs, 2 RBIs. A nice night last night. Couple of hits, and he scored a couple of runs as well. 0-1. Foul back onto the roof and out of play. It's 0-2. Riley scored the tying run in the Quakes' 3-2 victory last night. Tripled leading off the 7th, and then scored on an RBI double by Drew Toussaint. Two on the way. This one lined down the right field line. This is going to be a fair ball, and this is going to bring the Quakes ever closer. Johnson being waved around third. He's going to score a stand-up RBI double for Pat Riley. And the Quakes draw within a run at 3-2. That's another double for Pat Riley. Already his 3rd double of the year. So he's got 7 hits now for the Quakes, and 4 of them have gone for extra bases. 3 doubles and a triple out of 7 hits for Pat Riley. And also for Riley, RBI number 3 on the season. It looked like Cota hung a curveball to him, and Riley jumped all over it and yanked it down the right field line. So Johnson in to score. Back-to-back doubles for the Quakes after Cota had not allowed a hit in the first 3 innings, and his next offering a fastball that backed up Baltazar Lopez. It's 1-0. Lope hit the ball very well his first time up in the 2nd. But the third baseman, Ed Lucas, made a leaping grab. Now here's a line drive into right field. That's a base hit for Lopez. They're going to hold Pat Riley at third base. That's the right decision as Brian McFall came up with a dart to the cutoff man. But Lopez singles to right. And the Quakes now, the second time through the order, starting to figure out Luis Cota a little bit, as they've gotten 3 straight hits to open things here in the bottom of the fourth. And the pitching coach for High Desert, Steve Renko, out for a talk with the right-hander. Again, fans, my name is Rob Sinclair. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your Sunday afternoon with us, along with my partner in crime, John Souter, the producer and director, doing his usual great job. Want to wish everybody a happy Mother's Day out there. On behalf of the Quakes and everybody along the Quakes radio network, especially want to say hi to my mom, Marjorie Sinclair, listening back in Milwaukee. Tried to call her earlier today. Pretty sure she was at church. I'll give her a call later tonight. I want to wish her a happy Mother's Day. So here's Drew Toussaint with runners on the corners and nobody out in the bottom of the fourth. DT 0 for 1. Struck out looking back in the second. Chance for redemption here. Stands in from the right side. Takes the fastball down low for ball 1. Toussaint hitting .202, 3 home runs and 10 runs batted in. And the infield is playing back, so High Desert, with a tying run 90 feet away, will try to trade a double play potentially for a run. If Toussaint hits one on the ground, foul this one right back to the backstop. And it's a ball and a strike. If Toussaint can come through here and even it up, ground ball would do the trick, so would a fly ball. Obviously, we'll never argue with a 3-run homer, but that doesn't have to be the mentality for Drew up at the plate. Sit there, focus on making contact and getting something into the outfield. One to Toussaint. Fastball strike on the outside corner. And it's 1-2. And emblematic of Toussaint's struggles in the last week to 10 days are his numbers with runners on base and with runners in scoring position, hitting under 200 in both situations. 1-2, just missed outside with a fastball, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Toussaint hitting 196 with runners on base this year, 192 with runners in scoring position. And again, had 2 hits yesterday, plus an RBI. So see what he can do here. The 2-2 home. In the air, center field. Not overly deep, and it's going to drop in front of Juan Senrizo. That's going to be an RBI single, as in from third comes Pat Riley. And the Quakes tie it up at 3-3. That's a gift base hit for Drew Toussaint, because Juan Senrizo misread that ball terribly out there in center field. He started back, went back about probably 3 steps, and then stayed back, and then realized that the ball wasn't going to get to him. And Senrizo just allowed that run to score. And granted, I think it would have been deep enough to score Riley in the first place, but there's no way that Lopez should have gotten to second on that play, and there's no way that Toussaint should have been aboard at first. High Desert should have an out right now. There's a swing and a miss by Tim Duff on a high fastball, and it's 0-1. And instead, it turns into a base knock for Drew Toussaint, and he picks up RBI number 11 on the year. Riley scores, and Lopez goes to second, courtesy of the mistake by Juan Senrizo. Now the 0-1 to Duff. Fastball up high. And it's even at 1 ball and 1 strike. So the first 4 batters have all reached with hits here in the Quakes half of the fourth. Did not have a hit for the first 3 innings. Now 2 doubles and 2 singles. 1-1 to Duff. Over the screen, into the seats. And a fan going to be shaking his hand after coming up empty on that one. Smacked right off the palm of his hand. And it's 1-2 on Tim Duff. Lopez at second, Tucson at first. 1-2 called strike three, and no argument from Tim Duff as he got fooled on the changeup. And the home plate umpire rings him up. Second time that Duff has been called out on strikes. And 6 Ks now for Luis Cota. As the runners stay put at first and second, and here's Josh LeBlanc. Line score is pretty much identical here in the bottom of the fourth. Both clubs with 3 runs and 4 hits. Only difference is that the Quakes have made 2 errors, and High Desert has not made any. As LeBlanc takes a fastball high and outside for ball 1. LeBlanc, the left-handed hitter, batting .198 with a home run and a dozen runs batted in. 1-0 from Cota. Fastball high and outside. Good hitters count now for LeBlanc at 2 balls and no strikes. LeBlanc much better against right-handers than he is against left-handers. 2-0 outside, 3 balls and no strikes. How about this for a difference? LeBlanc hitting 237 points higher against right-handed pitching than left-handed hitting. He's hitting 237 against right-handers, does not have a hit against left-handed pitching. He is 0 for 15 on the year with 7 strikeouts against left-handed pitching. Ahead in the count 3-0 here. Taking all the way, and the fastball right down the middle as it goes to 3-1. Quakes have evened it with 2 runs here in the fourth. Go-ahead run in scoring position in the form of Baltazar Lopez there at second base. Tucson behind him at first. The 3-1 to LeBlanc. High and away, and that's ball 4. So Josh LeBlanc draws a walk, and that will load the bases for Nate Sutton. Walk number 4 on the afternoon for Luis Cota. And the catcher, Tommy Duenas, wants to go for a toss. Remember, fans, the Quakes won last night despite issuing 12 walks, which shattered their previous season high. They walked 8 Lancaster Jethawks. The last time we were up in Lancaster, I want to say, was the 28th of April. But walked a dozen last night, but still managed to win the game. And Cota flirting with disaster here as he's walked 4 batters in 4 innings. Does have 6 strikeouts, but they're loaded with 1 out for Nate Sutton. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter. Cota still from the stretch and misses low with a 4-seamer. It's 1-0. Nate Sutton, the 7th man to hit for Rancho Cucamonga here in the bottom of the fourth. 2 runs are in on 4 hits for the Quakes. We're all tied up at 3. 1-0 outside off the glove of the catcher Duenas, but dies right there at home plate, and 2-0 on Sutton. Lopez at third, Tucson at second, LeBlanc at first. There's the 2-0 to Sutton. Fastball upstairs, 3 balls and no strikes. And Nate Sutton, who has walked twice already this afternoon, is on the verge of doing so for the 3rd time. .3-0. Up high, and that's ball 4, and Cota walks in the go-ahead run on 4 pitches. 3rd walk drawn by Nate Sutton. 5th walk given up by Luis Cota, and might that be all for Cota, as the skipper, Boots Day, is out of the dugout, and we are indeed going to have ourselves a pitching change here in the bottom of the 4th. So Luis Cota walks himself out of the game. Walked 2 batters in the 1st. 1 of them came in to score. He has walked 2 more batters here in the 4th, 5 in the afternoon, and he just walked in the go-ahead run as the Quakes are back on top 4-3. Fans, we're going to go ahead and step aside for 60 seconds, tell you all about the new pitcher when we return Quakes lead at 4-3. They've still got the bases loaded and only one out. We'll see if they can get some insurance runs here in the fourth when we return. Happy Mother's Day on the Quakes Radio Network.
You wouldn't want your favorite sports team to only play offense or only play defense. So when it comes to insurance, why settle for someone that can handle only your auto policy? Bring your home and auto insurance to Allstate now, and you can save big on both. You deserve someone that can assist you more. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands? Hey, sports fans, call Allstate agent Sal Ayala Jr. at 909-984-8528 today. Subject to availability and qualifications, Allstate Insurance Company, Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company, and Allstate Indemnity Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
We at KWRM 1370 know that you have a choice when it comes to sports radio, and we also know that you're in the right place. By airing the local games that matter most to you, KWRM is your Orange County and Inland Empire sports leader. Whether it's professional baseball, college basketball, or high school football, no one delivers the best in exciting local play-by-play like KWRM. Check out our new website at KWRM1370am.com. That's KWRM1370am.com, and thanks for being a part of our all-star lineup.
Back here at the epicenter, bottom of the fourth inning, and the Quakes with a 4-3 lead. They have scored 3 runs here in the bottom of the fourth. They've chased the start of Luis Cota, and on in relief for High Desert is the right-hander Justin Barnes. Now a former Helena Brewers sighting. Justin Barnes was an infielder for the Helena Brewers back in 2003. Now a pitcher in the Royal system. First offering of Freddy Sandoval is in for a strike, and it's 0-1. This is the situation Barnes comes into. Inherits 3 runners. Toussaint at third, LeBlanc at second, Sutton at first. All 3 run very well. And all 3 are still the responsibility of Luis Cota, the 0-1. There's a fastball strike in the outside corner, and it's 0-2 on Sandoval. Barnes, a right-hander from Port St. Lucie, Florida, 6'4", 200 pounds. Acquired in a trade with the Milwaukee Brewers in 2005. 0-2, a curveball swung on and missed. And that is strike 3. And how about Justin Barnes coming out of the bullpen and striking out Freddy Sandoval on 3 pitches for the second out. Not out of the woods yet, however, as he's still got to deal with Sean Rodriguez, who hit a rocket out to left field his last time up, but lined out right to the left fielder, Mike Galloway. So Rodriguez stands in. Right-hander against right-hander. Barnes working from the stretch. Kicks and deals, and the curve outside. And it's 1-0. Justin Barnes on the year, 1-1 with 1 save and a 4.91 earned run average. 1-0, fastball low and outside, 2 balls and no strikes, and Duenas wants to talk things over. Barnes appearing for the 10th time in relief. He's also made 1 emergency start for High Desert. All told, he's worked 18 1/3 innings, has given up 10 earned runs on 24 hits, and included in those 24 hits, 5 home runs. He's second most on the club for Justin Barnes, although, again, you have to take into account the fact that he plays half his games up at Mavericks Stadium in Adelanto. 2-0, took something off the fastball and got it down in the zone for a called strike. It's 2-1. Barnes with very good strikeout and control numbers. 23 strikeouts in 18 1/3, only 3 walks. Opponents come in hitting .308 against him. He's around the strike zone very consistently. Comes back with another strike there, and it's 2-2 on Sean Rodriguez. Rodriguez 0 for 2, hitting .325 on the year. 5 home runs and 17 runs batted in as he calls time and steps out. There's the 2-2 from Barnes. Curveball down in the dirt. And a good eye by Sean Rodriguez to not chase it. Jordan just covered up the 5-hole and blocked it down. So the count is full. There are 2 outs. That means all 3 runners will be in motion with this pitch. Again, Toussaint at third, LeBlanc at second, and Sutton at first. There's the payoff pitch from Barnes. Fastball fouled back. Sean Rodriguez was right on that one. And sent it whistling back to the screen. It's still 3-2. Quakes on top, 4-3 here in the bottom of the fourth. Scored the first run. High Desert scored the next three, and the Quakes have come back with three here in this inning. This one high, but not overly deep out towards left field. Ed Lucas, the third baseman, in foul ground, battling the sunlight, and nobody's going to catch it as it drops in foul territory. Lucas was there, so was Irving Falu, the shortstop, and Mike Galloway had come in from left, and none of them end up making the catch, and we'll see if that turns out to be huge because Sean Rodriguez lives to see another pitch now. It would not have been a routine play. But still, you've got three red shirts within probably an 18-inch vicinity of the ball. And somebody probably should have come up with that one. But they let it drop, and we'll see if Rodriguez can make good on his second chance. Pops this one up. This will get fouled down the right field side. And again, the runners go back to their station. Well, the fans came away with that souvenir. A nice round of applause. Outfield shaded around towards right, looking for Rodriguez to go the other way. Payoff pitch once again. In the air to center field. Thinking fast, racing in Senrizo, diving, and he won't make the catch. Toussaint is in. LeBlanc is in. They're going to send Nate Sutton around, and he's going to slide in with the score. A double off the end of the bat for Sean Rodriguez to clear the bases, and the Quakes go on top 7-3. And that second chance does come back to haunt High Desert. Rodriguez popped it up down the third base line. Nobody made the catch. And two pitches later, he pokes a bases clearing double into center field in front of a hard charging Juan Senrizo. He made a diving attempt at Senrizo and could not bring it in. There's Ben Johnson taking a fastball strike. It's 0-1. So all three of those runs are charged to Luis Cota. As Rodriguez picks up RBIs 18, 19, and 20 on the year. Another strike to Johnson. And it's 0-2. Ben Johnson opened this inning with a double to center field. And came around to scores. The Quakes have picked up 6 runs here in the fourth. Curveball down and in from Barnes and covered up by Duenas, the catcher. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Then Rodriguez now with 20 RBIs on his 7th double of the season. One-two to Ben Johnson. Curveball swung on and missed, and that is strike 3. Duenas will throw down to first to complete the strikeout. And that does it for the Quakes here in the bottom of the fourth. But Rancho Cucamonga picks up 6 runs here in the bottom half of the fourth. All 6 are charged to Luis Cota. RBI double by Pat Riley. RBI single by Drew Toussaint. Nate Sutton picks up an RBI with a bases loaded walk. And then the big blow, the 3-run double by Sean Rodriguez. So 6 runs on 5 hits for the Quakes. No High Desert errors. And 1 runner left. We go to the 5th. And the Quakes on top, 7-3.
Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by JP Construction Company, specializing in commercial and retail construction and renovations. But unlike many contractors, JP Construction doesn't just build buildings, they build relationships. JP Construction Company prides itself on its honesty, reliability, and integrity. They're fully licensed and bonded, and no project is too big or small. That's JP Construction Company, an honest and loyal contractor. Find them in your yellow pages.
Great moments in Laughlin history. Jeff from Barstow tries out his new camera phone.
Hey, Jeff sending pictures from Laughlin.
Looks like you rented a jet ski.
Cool. Nice floating by a pontoon boat.
Are there girls on there?
Yeah, those are girls.
Are they hot?
Yeah, and they're really tan. I think he's in a casino now.
Are the girls with him?
They're blowing on his dice. Nice, he won.
Good. He owes me money.
They're in a nightclub now.
Whoa.
Knee-deep in females.
That never happens when we're with them.
Hello?
Hey, man, you guys should come down here. Hey, baby. Woo!
Jeff says hello.
Uh-huh.
I hate Jeff.
Laughlin, Nevada. Founded on fun.
I don't want to know what that is.
For information, call 1-800-4-LAUGHLIN or go to visitlaughlin.com.
Valentin sends a ground ball to Sean Rodriguez. That short S were underway here in the top of the fifth. Easy play for Rodriguez. Fixed throws, got him. Score that one 6-3 and one away. Quakes leading 7-3 here in the top of the fifth. 6 runs in the bottom of the fourth inning for the Quakes. They turned a 3-1 deficit into their biggest lead of the afternoon. And actually, for the Quakes, this is their biggest lead of the series thus far. They have 4 runs. Won the first 2 games by a single run both nights. Nick Green fires a fastball to Mike Galloway. And the count is 0-1. Mike Galloway, 0 for 2, did reach on an error his last time up in the third. 0-1, big swing and a miss on the curveball, and it's 0-2. Mentioned that the Quakes are going for a sweep in this ball game, trying to take 3 in a row from High Desert. Fastball up high, and it's 1-2. Quakes are the hottest team in the California League. They've won 4 in a row, 6 out of their last 7, and 7 out of their last 10. As Galloway takes this one in the air to right center field. Long run for Josh LeBlanc. Still going. He's not going to get there. This is going to bounce over the wall, and it'll be a ground rule double for Mike Galloway. So for Mike Galloway, his 3rd double of the year. I take it back, his 8th double of the season. It's now 5 hits for High Desert. Both clubs with 5 hits. And here's Mike Stodolka. Taking a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike 1. And Stodolka has just been absolutely deadly against the Quakes this year. A good hitter in the first place. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. It's 0-2. I mean, guy who's a converted pitcher who can stop pitching and hit 326 basically rolling out of bed. That's pretty strong, which is where Stodolka's at this year. But against the Quakes, Stodolka has been especially impressive. Here's a one-hopper to the first baseman, Baltazar Lopez. He'll glove it and flip to Nick Green covering the bag. Score that one 3-1 as Mike Galloway advances to third base in the process, but Quakes will gladly take that second out here in the top of the fifth. Stodolka coming into today's game, 7 for 14 with 4 extra base hits. I take it back, 5 extra base hits against Quakes pitching, a .500 average. 3 doubles, a triple, a home run, and 3 RBIs for Stodolka. Well, thus far, he is 0 for 2 with a walk in this one. And now with 2 away, here's Rusty Brown, the DH. Homered in the second, struck out in the third. And the first offering, a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike 1. Quakes up 7-3 here in the top of the fifth. Galloway, the runner on third for High Desert. 0-1. Nick Green challenged Brown with a fastball, and Rusty Brown could not catch up to it. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Outfield straightaway. Duff setting up outside. The 0-2. High fastball swung on and missed once again. And that is strike 3. Strikeout number 3 on the afternoon for Nick Green, and despite the 1-out double by Galloway, nothing doing for the Mavs here in the top of the fifth. No runs on a hit, No errors and one left. We're halfway through. Go to the bottom of the fifth with the Quakes on top, 7-3.
Whether it's your first Little League T-shirts or employee apparel, there's just something special about putting on a uniform and feeling like part of a team. If you're promoting your club, team, or business, you owe it to yourself to contact Pit Stop Embroidery. In addition to providing custom embroidery, they can custom make just about any promotional product your company can think of. So gather your ideas and call 1-800-5-STITCH. That's Pit Stop Embroidery, serving you since 1990. Find them online at pitstopembroidery.com.
Over 50% of the population admits to dropping litter on the ground or out a car window. All that litter makes one big mess. The good news is you can help by setting a good example for your kids and community. Research shows that people litter because litter has already accumulated. By keeping your neighborhood clean, you ensure that others are less likely to litter there. So take the following steps to help stop litter in your neighborhood. Throw your trash in a can every time. If you're not near a trash can, hold on to your trash until you get to one. Make sure your outdoor trash cans have lids that close securely to prevent accidental litter. Keep your yard and sidewalk trash free. Include a neighborhood cleanup in your next neighborhood event. Don't let trash blow away from you, because it won't disappear. And teach kids to use trash cans. They'll adopt your habits. Call 800-CLEANUP to report illegally dumped garbage and debris. For more pollution prevention tips, call the City of Rancho Cucamonga at 909-477-2740 extension 4060. 909-477-2740 extension 4060.
Of the fifth inning here at the Epicenter, and the Quakes with a 7-3 lead. Fans want to remind you that Quakes baseball is brought to you in part by Round Table Pizza of Rancho Cucamonga. Bring in your Quakes ticket stub and get yourself a large one-topping pizza for just $10.99 plus tax. Give them a call at 980-8040 for delivery, or visit Round Table Pizza at 7201 Archibald Avenue in Rancho Cucamonga, as Pat Riley shows bunt leading off things here in the bottom of the fifth. Pulled it back. And took, I'm not sure what he took a ball. And the count is 1-0 on Riley. Now a swing and a ball foul tip. And we're even up at 1-1. Riley, Lopez, and Drew Toussaint, 5, 6, and 7. Due up for the Quakes here in the bottom of the fifth. Fastball on the outside corner there to Riley, and it's 1-2. Pat Riley ignited things in that 6-run fourth inning for Rancho Cucamonga with an RBI double his last time up. He scored later in the inning. All told, he's 1 for 2. Swung on and missed here, however, and that is strike 3. So Justin Barnes picks up his third strikeout. And the leadoff man gone here in the bottom of the fifth. So Barnes is coming on in the fourth, has faced 3 batters. He has struck out 3 of them, but the guy he didn't strike out provided the biggest blow of all. Sean Rodriguez stayed on a curveball from Barnes long enough to drop a bases-clearing 3-run double into center field in front of a diving Juan Sanriso, and that's what turned a 4-3 game into a 7-3 game. And Lopez fouls this one off into the seats off to our left. And it is 0-1. Now a fastball swung on and missed. 0-2 the count on Lopez, who is 1 for 2, singled and soared back as part of that 6-run fourth. Prior to that, lined out to the third baseman Ed Lucas in the second inning. 0-2, curveball down in the dirt. And the ball and 2 strikes. Talking to Justin Barnes, the new pitcher for the Mavericks, earlier today. Finally saw him. Hadn't been able to catch up with him the first couple of days of this series, but tracked him down in the clubhouse before this afternoon's contest. 1-2 in the air to right field. Playable for Brian McFall as he'll make the catch on the back pedal, and 2 are gone. I was joking with him. I was like, Martin, did you call your mom yet today? And he's like, yep. Said, I'm on it. I already talked to her and said, all right. His mom used to email me all the time when we were in Helena together. And, so really nice lady. Pretty sure I met her one time, too. I think she came out at one point to see Justin play when he was in Helena. So met his mom. The curveball strike to Toussaint. 0-1. Barnes working quickly. Fastball missed outside, 1-1. So you saw, we were talking about Senriso out there in center field, who couldn't get to a little bloop double by Sean Rodriguez that cleared the bases in the fourth. As far as missed again, it's 2-1. Prior to that, we're talking, 5 hitters prior to that, he misplayed a ball off the bat of Toussaint, which led to an RBI single. Popped up behind home plate, and Tommy Duenas fights the sun and makes the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Turned in by Justin Barnes here in the bottom of the fifth. So, Quakes turned away in order by the right-hander Justin Barnes. In the fifth, no runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. We go to the top of the sixth, and the Quakes in command, 7-3.
The 2006 Rancho Cucamonga Quakes aren't always playing baseball at the Epicenter. During their downtime, you can catch them playing the official gaming console of the 2006 Quakes, Xbox 360. Xbox 360 is the most powerful video game and entertainment system out there, delivering the best games, the next generation of premier Xbox Live online gaming services, and unique digital entertainment experiences that revolve around you. Xbox 360, available now at your local retailer. Jump in at www.xbox.com for more information.
A few years ago, a small bank from Rancho Cucamonga started sending shockwaves through the banking industry. Vineyard Bank rolled through Southern California with a creative force that is changing the way we bank. We created small ripples at first, with innovative ways to move money quickly and effectively, where it would help businesses and families the most. Then our reputation grew stronger thanks to personal bankers with a can-do attitude committed to building lasting relationships. Vineyard Bank's financial performance was off the scale. A fast-growing bank with a rising stock. New, customer-friendly branches offering easy access to your money, opening throughout the Southland. Online banking on our award-winning website at www.vineyardbank.com. That's Vineyard Bank. Proud to be your hometown bank. Proud to support our hometown team. For more information, please call 1-800-442-4996. That's 1-800-442-4996.
Quakes leading 7-3 as we open things here in the top of the sixth, with Nick Green still out there on the hill for the Quakes, dealing a fastball strike on the outside corner to Ed Lucas, and it's 0-1. Lucas, Senriso, and McFall, 6, 7, and 8, due up for the Mavericks. 0-1 on the outside corner again, 0-2. There is action in the Quakes bullpen. That's left-hander Joe Torres getting loose. 0-2, foul back against the screen by Lucas. And he remains behind in the count. Lucas today, 0 for 2, has fly to right and fly to center. 0-2, this one line to the second baseman, Nate Sutton. He'll put it away on the infield. Little soft liner and an easy play for Sutton. And Lucas retired for out number 1. So leadoff man gone. Here's Senriso, the High Desert center fielder. Juan Senriso was hitting cleanup last night. Now, I'll take that back. It's not going to be Senriso. This is going to be Roncel Melgarejo. So the former Quake Melgarejo will pinch hit here in the top of the sixth. I'm wondering if Senriso maybe didn't get banged up as he tried to make that diving attempt out there in center field on that 3-run double by Sean Rodriguez back in the fourth. All the same, Melgarejo takes a strike here, and it's 0-1. So Senriso is out. And Melgarejo hits here in the sixth. Into the seats off to our right. And is behind in the count 0-2. Melgarejo hitting .276 with a home run and 6 RBIs this year. 0-2 fastball, low and outside. And that's 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. Tap weakly to the shortstop, Sean Rodriguez. Picks, throws, got him. Routine for Sean Rodriguez. 2 away here in the sixth. And Here's McFall with the bases empty. Quakes leading 7-3 here in the top of the 6th. McFall in from the right side, 1 for 2. They signal his last time up, late on a fastball here, however, and it's 0-1. Now look at the body language from Nick Green. Got the ball right back and immediately was ready to pitch. Had to wait for McFall to stand back in the box. Now he's ready, and a curveball swung on and missed, 0-2. And Nick Green not wasting any time. That's just great body language by Nick Green. Gets the ball, he's ready to battle you right again. The 0-2, down and away. As McFall does not chase the curveball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jim Duff give him the sign, an outside target, the 1-2. Called strike 3, struck him out looking. Turn that K around. Strikeout number 4 for Nick Green. And a 1-2-3 inning for Greeny here in the top of the 6th as he has now turned in a quality start. Mavericks in the 6th go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. To the bottom of the 6th we go. Quakes still on top of the Mavericks, 7-3.
Today's broadcast is made possible in part by Shelton's Poultry. We know it's our freedoms that make our country and our community great. At Shelton's, we'd like to take this opportunity to salute the men and women at home and abroad who protect those freedoms. Shelton's Poultry knows that our military personnel make great sacrifices for the benefit of us all. They allow us the opportunity to live, work, and feel safe. Shelton's Poultry, celebrating over 80 years of being a proud American business.
When you're looking for a contractor, you want to work with a professional. Around here, the place to call is Summit Construction. They're the residential and commercial contractor where quality construction is guaranteed. They specialize in all areas of residential construction. They build top quality homes, do room additions, and even can build you a custom swimming pool or spa. 25 years of experience, they do it all. For a free quote, call 909-821-2840 or see them online at summitpools.net. Summit Construction, where quality is guaranteed.
We at KWRM 1370 know that you have a choice when it comes to sports radio, and we also know that you're in the right place. By airing the local games that matter most to you, KWRM is your Orange County and Inland Empire sports leader. Whether it's professional baseball, college basketball, or high school football, no one delivers the best in exciting local play-by-play like KWRM. Check out our new website at KWRM1370am.com. That's KWRM1370am.com, and thanks for being a part of our all-star lineup.
Bottom of the 6th inning here in Rancho Cucamonga. Quakes with a 7-3 lead, and fans, we've reached the top of the 4 o'clock hour. Let's go ahead and step aside for station identification. You're listening to the Quakes Radio Network.
You're listening to the one and only Rob Sinclair and Quakes Baseball on AM 1370 KWRM, Corona, California.
So Jim Duff will get things started for the Quakes here in the bottom of the 6th. Duffer in from the right side. Going after the first pitch from Justin Barnes. Fouled it off to the right. Out of play, and it's 0-1. Jim Duff, Josh LeBlanc, and Nate Sutton. 8-9-1. Due up for Rancho here in the 6th. The 0-1. Fastball down low, and it's a ball and a strike. Duffer, not a whole lot of success at the plate tonight. But certainly has done a good job behind it, as he always does. Down low, 2 balls and a strike. Tim 0 for 2. Struck out looking in the 2nd, and then was called out on strikes again in the 4th. 2-1. Got underneath this one, popped it up. Duenas, the catcher, takes the mask off, but that's going to get into the seats in front of us. And a scramble for it. And somebody came away with it. The count evens up at 2-2 on Tim Duff. So that's where you have to be a little bit proactive in trying to catch the baseball. You can't just sit there and turtle and cover up because it's going to hit you. The fan almost got smacked. Curveball down and away. And it's full 3-2 on Tim Duff. Outfield straight away. Payoff pitch. Line down the left field line, but this is going to hook foul and get out of play. And we'll do it again. Duff hitting 190, 4 hits in 21 at-bats this year. No homers, 2 RBIs, 3-2 reached at, and he'll stay alive. So he fouls this one down the right field side. And we'll do it again, 3-2. And again, Tim Duff, the third catcher on this roster, so doesn't get a whole lot of playing time. And I'll tell you what, there's a reason the Quakes are 5-2 when he starts. Calls a good game and can handle the stick a little bit. Pops this one up. This one will be playable. And down on his knees, a sliding Tommy Duenas will make the play. So Duff pops up to his counterpart, Tommy Duenas, in foul ground. And that's the first out here in the bottom of the 6th. Quakes going for a sweep. On a couple of one-run decisions against the Mavericks on Friday and Saturday night. 4-3 in the opener, 3-2 last night. Quakes looking for just their second sweep of the year. They took all 3 from from Bakersfield to open this year. A swing and a miss on a curveball by Josh LeBlanc, and it's 0-1. JB 0 for 1, walked and scored his last time up in the 4th. Barnes went off speed and missed high and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. The count is even up. 1-1. Foul back off the top of the screen, and it's 1-2. Fans, want to remind you that Quakes Baseball is brought to you in part by Esther Tacos in Upland. Serving authentic Mexican food 7 days a week, Esther's features tacos, burritos, quesadillas, and fajitas. Give them a call at 946-8111 for catering information. There's a curveball swung on and missed. That's strike 3. Duenas, the catcher, throws down to Stodolka over there at first base to complete the strikeout. 4 strikeouts now for Justin Barnes. And back to the top of the order with Nate Sutton. And Esther Tacos is found there on the corner of Foothill and Grove in the Red Hill Shopping Center, just maybe 50 feet into Upland. And stop by in the Red Hill Shopping Center. Enter to win free Quakes tickets. Called strike on Sutton. It's 0-1. And folks, I got to tell you what Esther Tacos set up for us today in the press box. Every Sunday is Esther's Day. I'll tell you the next inning. Slow roller to the second baseman, Geraldo Valentin. He'll throw out Sutton. Score at 4-3, and that does it for Rancho here in the bottom half of the 6th. Quakes going in order for the second straight inning against Justin Barnes. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. And we go to the 7th. Quakes still on top by 4. It's 7-3.
An advantage in sports is playing in front of the hometown crowd. The next time you're looking to refinance, buy, or sell, get that same hometown advantage with Legend Realty and Loans. Looking to refinance but have a prepayment penalty? No problem. They can pay up to $7,000 in prepayment penalties. Looking to buy? Ask about their buyer assistance program. Looking to sell? Ask for your free market evaluation. Call 909-945-8708. That's 909-945-8708. Legend Realty and Loans in Rancho Cucamonga.
You wouldn't want your favorite sports team to only play offense or only play defense. So when it comes to insurance, why settle for someone that can handle only your auto policy? Bring your home and auto insurance to Allstate now, and you can save big on both. You deserve someone that can assist you more. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands? Hey, sports fans, call Allstate agent Tom Brozick at 909-393-4310 today. Subject to availability and qualifications, Allstate Insurance Company, Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company, and Allstate Indemnity Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
Friends and family visiting you this summer? Don't worry. Add a room instantly by calling your friends at the Red Roof Inn. Red Roof Inns offer quality rooms, friendly service, great rates, and kids stay free. Plus, as a Ready Card Preferred member, you'll earn points towards free room nights. With 360 Red Roof Inns nationwide, you'll find locations everywhere, including Ontario, San Dimas, and Victorville. Visit us today at redroof.com or dial 800-RED-ROOF.
A few years ago, a small bank from Rancho Cucamonga
Nick Green still out there for the Quakes. As we get ready to begin things here in the top of the 7th. Joe Torres does continue to toss in the Quakes bullpen, but Nick Green kind of getting stronger as this game progresses. He's retired 5 in a row, and here in the 7th, working with a 7-3 lead as Tommy Duenas, the catcher, leads things off by fouling the fastball back against the netting, and it's 0-1. Duenas to start, then back to the top of the order with Falu and Valentine. 9, 1, and 2 due up for the Mavericks. Right-handed pitcher, right-handed batter. 0-1. Curveball, little bit low. And it's a ball and a strike. As we were talking about Esther Tacos in the bottom of the 6th, and want to continue to just kind of wax poetic about the job that Esther Tacos did for us today with the press box food. Bouncing ball up the middle, pass to diving Sean Rodriguez, and threw into center field, a leadoff base hit for Tommy Duenas. Folks, our good friends at Esther's brought by a 6-foot burrito today. Now, I would have loved to have been involved in the planning of the 6-foot burrito, because you've got to get, 6 feet worth of tortilla. And where you're going to collect 6 feet worth of tortilla and wrap it all together, I really don't know. I don't know the logistics of it. Kind of mind-boggling. First pitch swinging, and a ground ball to the first baseman Lopez to 2nd to 1. Back to first with Green covering. It's a 3-6-1 double play. As the Quakes turn 2, Irving Falu, the shortstop, bounced into that twin killing. And nicely turned by the Quakes on the infield. 3-6-1, Lopez to Rodriguez. To the pitcher, Nick Green. That erases the leadoff single by Tommy Duenas. And 2 gone here in the 7th as Valentine fouls this one back against the screen, and it's 0-1. But yeah, 6-foot burrito here in the press box today. I mean, the fact that they were able to carry it, first of all, you got to get that into a car, then you got to carry it, then you got to get it onto the elevator and bring it up. Well, shallow fly balls to right field. Ben Johnson will make the catch. Valentine's retired, and despite the leadoff single, the 1-2-3 inning for the right-hander Nick Green, as he worked 7 very strong innings here in this ball game. So we thank Esther Tacos again for bringing that 6-foot burrito. High Desert in the 7th, no runs a hit, no errors, and none left. Fans, I think we all know what time it is. Get on up and stretch them out. To the bottom of the 7th we go. Quakes with the lead, 7-3.
A ball club wins with teamwork and a winning game plan. Doesn't planning for your financial future deserve that same careful attention? Glenn Hardcastle Insurance Banking Company knows it does. With 20 years of experience in life insurance, they will teach you how to use an insurance policy, not just buy it. Learn to use your term insurance to double your 401k or IRA's future income, or triple your future income through equity management. Find out more by calling Glenn Hardcastle at Insurance Banking Company. Find them in your phone book or visit their office in Upland in the Foothill Bank Building on North Mountain Avenue.
Galliano Winery, located at 1431 Wineville Road in Mariloma, California. In business since 1927, the Galliano family's roots run deep in Cucamonga Valley's winemaking history, offering a unique array of 25 varieties, including award-winning wines as well as custom labels. The Galliano tradition continues to grow in the Inland Empire. Try the latest award-winning wines in a relaxed country atmosphere at the tasting room. Enjoy a tour of our landmark complex or relax in the beautiful picnic grounds. To reach Galliano Winery, call 909-685-5376. That's 909-685-5376. Or stop by Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday, 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
For the 7th here in Rancho Cucamonga, fans doing the cha-cha slide in front of us. Now, we were talking about traditions throughout the minor leagues earlier. This is another nice one, a nice little tradition here at the epicenter, the cha-cha slide after the 7th inning stretch every night. Quakes on top 7-3 here in the bottom of the 7th. Freddy Sandoval will lead it off, trying to extend his hitting streak to 5 games. 0 for 2 thus far with a walk and a stolen base in the first. Since then, he's popped up and been rung up on strikes. Actually struck out swinging in the fourth against Justin Barnes. A new pitcher into the game for High Desert. C.J. Woodrow opens with a ball down and away. And Sandoval fouls this one away, and it's 1-1. So Barnes goes 2 2/3 innings of scoreless relief. Although he did inherit 3 runners and allowed all 3 to score. But none of those runs are charged to Barnes. 2 2/3 scoreless, gave up a hit, no walks, and recorded 4 strikeouts. Woodrow misses down low. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Sandoval, the switch hitter, batting left-handed. As he has all afternoon, now calls time. Let's tell you about C.J. Woodrow, the native of Minneapolis, don't you know? Went to the University of Minnesota there. 6'3", 200 pounds. Minnesota. Sorry, it's the Wisconsinite in me. You have to poke fun at anybody from Minnesota. Here's a base hit into right field. Leadoff man aboard, as Freddy Sandoval does indeed extend his hitting streak to 5 games. So Sandoval collects the single, and here's Sean Rodriguez with a runner aboard. C.J. Woodrow appearing for the 9th time out of the High Desert bullpen. No wins, no losses, and a 5.71 earned run average for Woodrow. Rodriguez digs in from the right side. He had that big 3-run double off the end of his bat in the 4th. Fastball down low, and it's a ball and no strikes. A defensive change to tell you about this actually happened last inning. Rancel Melgarejo is out there playing center field now for High Desert. If you remember, he came in to pinch hit for Juan Senrizo, the starting center fielder, in the top of the 6th. So now it's Melgarejo out there playing center field defensively for the Mavericks. Woodrow misses outside with a curveball. And I've got 2 balls and no strikes in my book. Scoreboard saying 2, saying 1-1. We'll figure it out. Saying some more about C.J. Woodrow. 17 1/3 innings of work this year for Woodrow. Giving up 11 earned runs on 26 hits. This one in the air off the bat of Sean Rodriguez, and playable for Brian McFall in right field. He'll barely have to move as he makes the catch. Back to first goes Freddy Sandoval, and that's the first out. So Rodriguez retired. And here's Ben Johnson. C.J. Woodrow with 15 strikeouts and 17 1/3, only 5 walks, so exactly a 3-to-1 ratio of strikeouts to walks. But opponents do come in hitting .338 against them. First offering to Ben Johnson, high and deep out towards right center field. McFall back on it, still going back, reaching out for it. This is going to get against the wall. Extra bases for Johnson. A late stop sign for Sandoval at third base. He almost ran through it. Now the throw goes over the head of the catcher, and coming in to score standing up is Freddy Sandoval. The cutoff man, Geraldo Valentin, airmailed that ball over the head of the catcher, Tommy Duenas. And after Sandoval had already stopped at third, he's able to come in to score as the Quakes go on top 8-3. That'll be a throwing error charged to Valentin. It's a double for Ben Johnson, his second 2-bagger of the afternoon. Johnson goes to third on the throwing error. So no RBI for Ben. As Pat Riley pops up with the infield drawn in. Shallow left field. Galloway will come in. And they're going to... Ben Johnson started down the line. Got a throw from Mike Galloway, but that ball not deep enough from Pat Riley. As there are 2 away. Well, still at third base is Ben Johnson. And here's Baltazar Lopez. Lopez in from the left side. A fastball, a called strike. Lopez 1 for 3, single and a run scored in the fourth. Ball outside, 1 ball and 1 strike now. Quakes got a run in the first, 6 in the fourth to take a 7-3 lead, and now have tacked on 1 more here in the seventh to go up 8-3. 1-1 to Lofi, down and in, and it's 2 balls and a strike. So again, no RBI for Ben Johnson in that play. As Sandoval scores all the way from first. He had already stopped at third base and then scored on the errant throw by Geraldo Valentin. 2-1, foul back off the top of the netting. And it's even a 2-2 on Baltazar Lopez. That double for Ben Johnson is 8th of the year. He's got a couple in this one. Two on the way from Woodrow. In the air, left center field. This one hit pretty well. Melgarejo going back, but he's going to have room in front of the warning track. That ball hung up a little bit. Melgarejo makes the play, and Lopez flies out to end the inning. But the Quakes get an insurance run here in the bottom of the seventh. Sandoval led off with a single, went to third on the double by Ben Johnson, and scored on the error by Geraldo Valentin. A run, 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 left. To the 8th we go. Quakes in command of this one, 8-3.
Great moments in Laughlin history. Jeff from Barstow tries out his new camera phone.
Hey, Jeff sending pictures from Laughlin.
Looks like you ran into Detsky.
Cool. Now he's floating by a pontoon boat.
Are there girls on there?
Yeah, those are girls.
Are they hot?
Yeah, and they're really tan. I think he's in a casino now.
Are the girls with him?
They're blowing on his dice. Nice, he won.
Good. He owes me money.
They're in a nightclub now.
Whoa.
Knee-deep in females.
That never happens when we're with them.
Hello?
Hey, man, you guys should come down here. Hey, baby.
Jeff says hello.
Uh-huh.
I hate Jeff.
Laughlin, Nevada. Founded on fun.
I don't want to know what that is.
For information, call 1-800-4-LAUGHLIN or go to visitlaughlin.com.
Pure energy.
Sheer excitement.
Sky Sailing at the Warner Springs Airport offers you the chance to enjoy the grace, freedom, and joy of soaring.
Sky Sailing offers rides for 1 or 2 passengers in a sailplane.
Mention this radio station and get 15% off a 40-minute ride.
Give that someone special a flight ticket or treat yourself to the panoramic view of the backcountry in a sailplane.
Call Sky Sailing at 760-782-0404. That's 760-782-0404.
Open 9 to 5 every day.
For more information, go to www.skysailing.com.
Top of the 8th, and the Quakes leading 8-3 as the afternoon is done for Nick Green. Green turns in his team-leading 3rd quality start of the year. Goes 7 innings, gives up 3 runs, and turns the ball over to the bullpen here in the top of the 8th as the left-hander Joe Torres is on in relief. Torres will work to the heart of the order for the Mavericks here in the 8th. Galloway, Stodolka, and Brown 3, 4, and 5. His first offering is a fastball low and inside for ball 1. So again, the final line for Nick Green, he goes 7 innings. Gives up 3 runs on 6 hits. Couple of walks for Nick Green and 4 strikeouts. Very solid outing. Fastball on the outside corner. There's a strike, and it's 1-1. Green did give up a couple more home runs. He gave up 2 his last time out. Gave up 2 more today. But they were both solo shots, which helped minimize the damage. There's another strike from Torres, 1-2. And the other run he gave up in the 3rd was unearned. 1-2. Big curveball slapped on the ground to the second baseman, Nate Sutton. Picks, throws, got him. Score that one 4-3 and 1 away here in the top of the 8th for Torres. So again, Nick Green goes 7 innings, gives up 3 runs, 2 of them earned on 6 hits, with 2 walks and 4 strikeouts, and he is in line for his 4th win of the year. And if he can get it, it would be his first win this month. He has not won since April 28th. And Stadolka digs in from the left side. First offering from Torres. Fastball missed inside, and it's 1-0. Left-hander against left-hander. Fastball a little bit high from Torres. 2 balls and no strikes. Let's tell you about Joe Torres, the lefty from Kissimmee, Florida. 6'2", 195 pounds. A first-round pick out of high school back in the year 2000. Trying to come back from Tommy John surgery on his pitching elbow. Curveball up high there, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. And Torres really throwing the ball well. I mean, he suffered through as tough a season as you can have last year. There's a courtesy strike on the outside corner. It's 3-1. And 92 walks in 56 innings for Torres last year. Just couldn't find the zone at all. There's a swing and a miss, and it's full 3-2. Has switched to a relief role this year and still trying. As he said, he's been very honest about it. He said, mentally, he had to learn how to get ready in the bullpen. There's a pitch down low, and that's ball 4. Torres not happy with walking Mike Stadolka here. And a 1-out base runner for High Desert here in the top of the 8th. Well, Torres says, when you're a starter, you get into the routine of doing something every 5 days. And he said, you get into a relief role, and you've got to be ready, perhaps in the span of 15 pitches to come out. There's a curveball way high over the glove of the catcher, Tim Duff. And going to second on the wild pitch is Mike Stadolka. Torres uncorks a wild pitch. Well, for the most part, it's really been a good season so far for Joe Torres. A record of 1-0 and a 3.86 earned run average. He's making his 14th relief appearance of the year. Fastball down and in. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Nice crowd this afternoon. 3,423 the attendance in this one. See a lot of mothers and children out here, so good to see everybody celebrating Mother's Day out here at the Epicenter. There's a strike to Rusty Brown, 2 balls and 1 strike. Quakes up 8-3 here in the top of the 8th. 1 on and 1 out. Rusty Brown, after homering in the second, has struck out in each of his last 2 at-bats. 2-1, curveball, check swing. And Tim Duff asking for an appeal, will not get one. The count goes to 3-1. Well, pretty rare that you see a catcher completely rebuffed when asking for an appeal. Torres from the stretch. 3-1 on the way, and a fastball bounced foul. It's gone full 3-2. Torres has worked 16 1/3 innings for the Quakes this season, giving up 7 earned runs on 13 hits. Payoff pitch, fastball outside. Well, that is ball 4. So after Torres got the ground out from Galloway to start things here in the 8th, he has walked the next 2 hitters. And also thrown in a wild pitch. So 2 on, 1 out for High Desert. And here's Ed Lucas, the third baseman. Torres still struggled with his control somewhat. I mean, nothing near to the extent that he did last season. Check of the runners on the first offering to Lucas is outside for ball 1, and Tim Duff wants to talk. This year, Torres with 18 strikeouts and 16 1/3, but 13 walks. Well, that's more the inconsistency than anything else. That's, still working his way back from the injury, although he is finally 100% healthy. That's, getting used to working in a relief role as opposed to going every 5 days as a starter. And now Torres, was something that you have to remember is that he's still learning how to get ready in the bullpen. 1-0 in the air to right field, thinking fast, and it'll get past the diving Ben Johnson. As the drop coming in to score is Mike Spidoka. Going to third is Rusty Brown. As Ed Lucas picks up an RBI single, and High Desert snaps a run of 7 straight runs by the Quakes. They got on the board here in the 8th and make it an 8-4 ball game. And that's going to draw Eric Bennett out of the dugout for the Quakes. It was a little in-between liner for Ben Johnson out there in right field. Of course, Ben is a catcher by trade. And with that one, really, Johnson was lucky that the ball didn't get past any farther. He was able to get a piece of it. But in that kind of situation, when you've got a 5-run lead, much better to just let the ball drop in front of you. I mean, I know you're a competitor and you want to make that catch and you want to get an out for your pitcher, but if Johnson had not gotten any of that ball, it would have gone all the way to the wall. And instead of having runners on the corners and 1 run in, you're talking about Rusty Brown would have come in to score, and Ed Lucas would either be standing at second or third right now. So Johnson gambled, did not lose all the way, but could not make the catch. And it would have been a great catch, but again, 5-run lead, and Ben Johnson just didn't really need to make that diving attempt right there. So RBI single for Ed Lucas. Runners on the corners now, and here's Mel Guerrejo. Taking a fastball a little bit outside for ball 1. For Ed Lucas, RBI number 17 on the year. Now a 1-0, a curveball down the dirt. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Now, good job by Tim Duff to cover that one up. There is action in the Quakes bullpen. That's the right-hander Miguel González getting warmed up. 2-0, foul back against the screen, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Mel Guerrejo came on in the 6th to pinch hit and grounded out, so he's 0 for 1. Ground ball would be nice right here. Turn 2, get out of the inning. There's a curveball. Where did that miss? Wow. That's going to run the count to 3-1. I've got 3-1. Scoreboard showing 2-2. We'll see who's right, but either way, that should have been a strike there from Joe Torres. That pitch was right there, and he did not get the call. On with another curveball, and that's not going to be called a strike either. That's going to run it full 3-2. Where else does the ball need to be? Just out of curiosity. I mean, if you went out there and placed the ball, could you get a strike call from this home plate umpire? 3-2, curveball inside, and that's, I'll take it back. What is the count? Now I guess it's full. No, that was ball 4. Mel Guerrejo just now going down to take his base over there at third, and that's the 3rd walk given up by Joe Torres. And folks, let me tell you, that's a very lame walk given up by Torres, because he had strike 3 a couple of times on Mel Guerrejo right there on curveballs and just didn't get the call. And they weren't borderline pitches. Something when he's trying the outside or the inside corner, I could see, but those curveballs were right down the middle, and home plate umpire just flat out missed the calls. So, and that's unfortunate, because now Joe Torres is going to get yanked here, and the bases are loaded. There's only 1 out, and the Quakes are going to have to turn it over to the right-hander Miguel González. So Joe Torres came in, got the first out here in the 8th, then walked the next 2 batters, gave up an RBI single, and walked Mel Guerrejo to load the bases. So not done yet. The High Desert Mavericks are down 8-4. They've got the tying run to the plate, And the Quakes are going to make a pitching change here in the top of the 8th. We're going to go ahead and step aside for 60 seconds. We'll see if Miguel González can get Rancho out of the jam here in the 8th. Quakes trying to hold on to an 8-4 lead as they look for the sweep here. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to the Quakes Radio Network.
You wouldn't want your favorite sports team to only play offense or only play defense. So when it comes to insurance, why settle for someone that can handle only your auto policy? Bring your home and auto insurance to Allstate now, and you can save big on both. You deserve someone that can assist you more. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands? Hey, sports fans, call Allstate agent Peter Barrios at 909-989-1603 today. Subject to availability and qualifications, Allstate Insurance Company, Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company, and Allstate Indemnity Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
Tonight's game is being brought to you by SoCal Sportswear in Downey. SoCal Sportswear is the official provider for the LA Sparks and for Long Beach State as well. Your high school or college will enjoy all-star workmanship at all-star prices. Call 562-923-0909. That's 562-923-0909. SoCal Sportswear in Downey will put your name or logo on any type of hat, visor, tank, T-shirt, short, jacket, you name it. SoCal Sportswear in Downey. When you want it done right the first time, 562-923-0909.
So it is the right-hander Miguel González entering into a bases-loaded jam here in the top of the 8th. Quakes with an 8-4 lead. For Brian McFall, the potential tying run at the plate for High Desert as González kicks and deals. And this is low and away for ball 1. The 3 runners, all the responsibility of Joe Torres. Rusty Brown at third, Ed Lucas at second, and Roncel Melgarejo aboard at first. Right-hander against right-hander. González hits the outside corner. There's a strike from the home plate umpire. And that's 1-1. And I'll tell you what, that fastball from Miguel González still not as close to the strike zone as those curveballs were from Joe Torres that both got called balls. But hey, you know what? You get what you pay for. Replacement umpires, the replacements for a reason, folks. Curveball in dirt, check swing. They appeal to first, and the first base umpire says McFall went around. It's 1-2 now. Unfortunate that the minor league umpires did not take the deal. They were going to get a 12% raise, a year's worth of health care for working 5 months, per diem increases. Said it wasn't good enough for him. 1-2, curveball down and away, blocked by Tim Duff, the catcher, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And I'll tell you what, if they're gambling that the replacement umpires are going to be so bad that minor league baseball is going to be forced to come back to the bargaining table, they might just have a point, because these guys have gotten worse and worse as the years went on. 2-2, there's a fastball swung on and missed, and that is strike 3. So Miguel González comes out of the bullpen, strikes out Brian McFall for the second out here in the 8th. And now with 2A, here's Tommy Duenas, the catcher. Quakes up 8-4. Base is loaded, 2 out. And Duenas stands in with a couple of hits this afternoon. An infield single in the 4th. And a base hit back in the center field in the 7th. Right-hander against right-hander. Miguel González, the native of San Fernando, California, 6'1", 170 pounds. Right-hander kicks and deals. Some curveball low and away. It's 1-0. But yeah, I mean, you kind of thought that the umpires would be getting better as the years gone along, if they could adapt to the speed of the game. And it's not been the case. I mean, inconsistent strike zones and just flat-out missed calls at the bases. There's a curveball strike. And it's even at 1-1. Miguel González has been so effective for the Quakes this year out of the bullpen. Record of 1-0, a 1.82 ERA. This is his 14th relief appearance. 1-1 on the way. Fastball up and in. And it's 2 balls and a strike. González in 24 2/3 has only given up 5 runs all season. And just 16 hits. There's the 2-1. Fastball right on the black of the outside corner. So even at 2-2, González with such good control this year. 21 strikeouts in 24 2/3, only 2 walks. Opponent
hooked on Charter HD TV with a picture 5 times sharper than regular TV, plus theater quality sound. You watch television like never before. Get local channels in high definition with no equipment to buy. Go where satellite can't. Call 1-888-GET-CHARTER and get hooked. Service not available in all areas. Prices may vary.
Pioneer Radio and Sports would like to thank the following businesses who are committed to customer service.
This Quakes broadcast is brought to you in part by Summit Construction. Quality concrete construction guaranteed. By Shelton's Poultry, celebrating over 80 years of being a proud American business. By Pit Stop Embroidery, Pit Stop for quality embroidery services. And by Accent Computer Solutions Incorporated. We can handle it.
This is Rob Sinclair, the voice of the Quakes, the Ontario Airport Marriott. If you're looking for a great place to eat, the Ontario Airport Marriott features the D Street Sports Bar and Grill, open daily from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 a.m., the Pacific Grill for the fine diner, or stop by the 24-hour Pacific Deli. The Ontario Airport Marriott is located at 2200 East Holt Boulevard, just off the 10 freeway. The Ontario Airport Marriott, a proud sponsor of your 2006 Quakes on the radio.
Here at the epicenter, bottom of the 8th inning. And the Quakes leading at 8-4. Fans, want to remind you that Quakes baseball is brought to you in part by Bobby Bajas in Rancho Cucamonga, offering the very best tri-tip California barbecue and Baja street food in the Inland Empire. Let Bobby Bajas cater to your family just like they cater to us up here in the press box. Bobby Bajas on the corner of Foothill and Vineyard in Rancho Cucamonga. Or give them a call at 989-9925. So Quakes up 8-4 here in the bottom half of the 8th. Going for the 3-game sweep of High Desert. Bottom third of the order due up here in the bottom of the 8th. Toussaint, Duff, and LeBlanc 7, 8, and 9. Right-hander against right-hander. Drew Toussaint 1 for 3. First pitch swinging. Ground ball gloved on the backhand by Irving Falu. The hole it's short and the throw to first in time to get Drew Toussaint. Well, a pretty good play there that you can score 6-3. Falu going to his right. Backhanded that on a slide. Popped to his feet and made the long throw to get Toussaint. 1 pitch, 1 out for the right-hander C.J. Woodrow. So here's Tim Duff. 0 for 3. Couple of strikeouts and a pop-up in foul ground. And takes the ball outside from Woodrow. It's 1-0. Woodrow's first inning was back in the 7th. Quakes got to him for a run on a couple of hits. Well, I think that run was probably still earned. There was an error involved in there as well. Fouled back by Duff. It's 1-1. He's poking fun at C.J. Woodrow. He's from Minnesota. And had to poke some fun at the accent that I'm sure he has. I've never met the young man, but everybody from Minnesota has an accent. Outside there is 1-2, but we were talking about that earlier. I was joking with John Rosen, the voice of the Mavericks, and we were talking about accents and everything. And I grew up in Wisconsin, and fastball outside 2-2, and there are some pretty horrendous accents in Wisconsin. They're openly mocked by other people in Wisconsin. The sophisticates of Milwaukee and Madison will make fun of the farm kids. Fly ball out to right field as McFall will make the catch. And 2 gone. But I remember when I went down to Baylor University in Texas for college my first year. I went down there and I was introducing myself, and people were looking at me, and they're like, "Oh, you're not from around here, are you?" Like, No, apparently not. From Wisconsin, thanks. And so I spent a year down in Texas. I went back up to Milwaukee for the summer, and I was hanging out with my friends and my buddy James, and there's a fly ball into right center field, and McFall will range over, make the catch as LeBlanc flies out, and it's a 1-2-3 inning turned in by Woodrow here in the 8th. My buddy James was like, "Hey, what happened to your voice?" I was like, "Hey, it's been a year in Texas, so sue me." I picked up a southern accent, too. Quakes in the 8th, go in order, no runs, no hits, no errors, none left. We go to the 9th, Quakes 3 outs away from a victory on top of High Desert, 8-4.
Hey fans, Rob Sinclair here reminding you that any night is a great night to enjoy Quakes baseball. Our Monday Madness promotion gets you 2 tickets, 2 hot dogs, 2 sodas, and 2 popcorns for just $12. Come out for Weenie Wednesdays and enjoy delicious Farmer John hot dogs for just $1. And every Thursday, quench your thirst with $1 beers and sodas on Dave & Buster's Thirsty Thursday. To order Quakes tickets in person, stop by the Epicenter from 10 to 5 Monday through Friday and 10 to 2 on Saturday. You can also order by phone by calling 909-481-5252 or buy tickets online at rcquakes.com. For 60 years, you've included Best Western in your family's summer vacation. To say thanks, the Best Western hotels of California, Hawaii, and Nevada are offering a limited edition $50 Best Western travel card and up to 20% off your stays with their baseball fan rate. Experience the best summer ever with the Best Western hotels of California, Hawaii, and Nevada, because when you stay any 6 nights with them through August 19th, you'll receive a $50 travel card to use toward a future Best Western stay anywhere in the world, including the 338 hotels in California, Hawaii, and Nevada. Visit them today at bestwesternbaseball.com or call 866-743-8738, and remember to book the baseball fan rates. Hey folks, Rob Sinclair here to tell you about the good people at Nationwide Surveys and what they can do for your business. They can handle customer surveys, employee feedback, and even online and on-site data collection. That's Nationwide Surveys, reliable feedback, fast. Call them today at 1-800-252-0640 or visit them at nationwidesurveys.com. That's 800-252-0640 or online at nationwidesurveys.com.
After a big game, the cleanup job that the bleachers need can...
Coming on back to you. You there? Yep. In 3, 2, 1.
Ball and no strikes. The count on Irving. Falu as we're underway here in the top of the 9th. Fouls this one onto the roof right in front of us. And the count even at 1-1. Top of the order due up for the Mavericks here in the 9th. Falu, Valentine, and Galloway 1, 2, and 3. The Quakes lead at 8-4, 3 outs away from their 5th straight win and a 3-game sweep of the Mavericks. Fastball low for Miguel González, 2 balls and 1 strike. Now this is actually a save opportunity for Miguel González. He entered with the tying run at the plate there in the 8th inning. Fastball low, 3 balls and a strike. Falu, a switch hitter. And from the left side, 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. 3-1, bouncing ball right side in between Lopez and Sutton. And threw into right field, so a leadoff base hit for Irving Falu. And he's aboard. Now 8 hits for the Mavericks. They're out hitting Rancho Cucamonga 8-7 in this game. And that brings us to the second baseman, Geraldo Valentin. Fans, want to remind you that Quakes Baseball is brought to you in part by Red Hill Barbecue of Rancho Cucamonga, located at 8111 Foothill Boulevard, just on the corner of Foothill and Grove. Red Hill Barbecue is the home of the $3.99 lunch special. First offering to Valentin up high. It's 1-0. Give Red Hill Barbecue a call at 920-0558 for catering information, or visit them from 11 to 9 Monday through Thursday and 11 to 10 Friday and Saturday. That's our good friends over at Red Hill Barbecue. 1-0 on the ground, right to the shortstop. Sean Rodriguez going to chew him up, and no play at either second or first. That will be an error charge to Sean Rodriguez. Second miscue committed by Sean Rodriguez. And that will put runners at first and second. Like Rodriguez maybe was just trying to make a double play a little bit too quickly. It looked like it probably took a bit of a bad hop on him as well. Bounced up into his chest, and just no play there. So first and second, nobody out here in the top of the ninth, and don't go anywhere because things still a little bit iffy. Even though the Quakes do have a 4-run lead, here's Galloway. Right-hander against right-hander, swung on and missed. As Gonzalez pulled him with a changeup, it's 0-1. There is action in the Quakes bullpen. Kevin Jepson, the right-hander, getting loose. Jeffy, the closer, has 5 saves and 6 attempts for the Quakes this season. Hopefully he won't have to come into the game, but you never know. Fouled off to the right. And it's 0-2 on Mike Galloway. Quakes scored a run in the first. High Desert came back with the next 3 runs before the Quakes broke the game open with 6 runs in the fourth. Rancho Cucamonga added a run in the 7th. High Desert got one back in the top of the 8th. That's how we stand at 8-4 here in the 9th. 0-2 from Gonzalez. Change up, down and away, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Mike Galloway hitting .291, no homers and 13 RBIs on the year for High Desert. 1 for 4 this afternoon with a ground rule double back in the 5th. 1-2, there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Miguel González records his 3rd strikeout. And that's the first out here in the top of the 9th. And now here's the first baseman, Mike Stodolka. Gotta be careful with Stodolka. .326 average, 5 home runs, 18 runs batted in. Today he's walked twice and scored a run. Big swing. He was going for the fences right there. Gonzalez went off speed, got him to swing and miss for strike 1. Falu, the runner at second. Valentin aboard at first. Quakes not really concerned about the runners on base. Just get the guy at the plate and we'll be just fine. 0-1. Reached out and fouled off the screen. And Miguel González has Mike Stodolka in the hole, 0-2. If Gonzalez can get the final 2 outs here in the top of the 9th, it would be his first save of the year. With a win, the Quakes would move 6 games over 500 for the first time all season. And their 5-game winning streak would be the longest this year as a curveball, and Stodolka just got a piece of it. Fouls it off right at home plate, and we'll do it again. Mike Stodolka, born in Fontana. Grew up in Corona, California. Played his high school ball at Centennial High School. Just down the road from us, the 0-2. Reached out and lifted into left field. Going to be a long run for Toussaint coming near the line. Sliding attempt. Did he make the catch? Yes, he did. And Toussaint maybe a little bit banged up as he landed awkwardly out there in left field. Hopefully he didn't land too badly on his wrist, but a great diving catch by Drew Toussaint. Boy, I tell you what, he made a great catch to take away extra bases from Galloway way back in the first. He made a catch out in left center field, and then comes racing in here to make another outstanding catch on Stodolka on a fly ball near the line. Just a heck of a play by Drew Toussaint. And there are 2 away. Mavericks down to their final out. And here's Rusty Brown, the DH. Wakes up by 4 here in the 9th. 2 on with 2 out for the Mavericks. First offering, a fastball on the outside corner from Gonzalez. It's 0-1. Brown has homered, walked, and struck out twice. Out of the belt is Gonzalez, the check of the runners. The 0-1, down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Outfield straight away against Rusty Brown, hitting .282 on the year. Couple of home runs, counting that solo shot in the second. 15 RBI. The 1-1. Down and away with the curveball, covered up by Tim Duff. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Quakes looking for their 6th win in their last 7 ball games. The 2-1 from Gonzalez. Popped up. This should do it. First base side. Lopez into short right field will make the catch. And there's your sweep. The Quakes defeat High Desert by a final count of 8-4 this afternoon in front of a Mother's Day crowd of 3,400 and change. And the Quakes do indeed record their 2nd sweep of the year. They moved to 6 games over 500 for the first time this season, and they've won 5 in a row, their longest winning streak of the year. Final score 8-4 in the 9th. High Desert gets no runs on a hit, 1 Quakes error, and 2 runners are left. Again, the final score this afternoon, Quakes win it 8-4. We'll go ahead and step aside for 90 seconds, come back with the post-game totals, and we'll wrap things up from here at the epicenter. Quakes double up High Desert 8-4, and they sweep the Mavericks. We'll be back in a minute and a half here on the Quakes Radio Network.
You know, the goal of baseball is to get home quickly. The last thing you want to see is some player lollygagging around third when there's going to be a close play at the plate. Well, Farmer John feels the same way about ham, bacon, sausage, and hot dogs. You know, all Farmer John products are made fresh right here in the Southland. That way, they get to your home as quickly as possible, and it's a short slide into the plate. That's your plate at home. No home plate. Get fresh. Get Farmer John.
A few years ago, a small bank from Rancho, Cucamonga started sending shockwaves through the banking industry. Vineyard Bank rolled through Southern California with a creative force that is changing the way we bank. We created small ripples at first, with innovative ways to move money quickly and effectively, where it would help businesses and families the most. Then our reputation grew stronger thanks to personal bankers with a can-do attitude committed to building lasting relationships. Vineyard Bank's financial performance was off the scale. A fast-growing bank with a rising stock. New, customer-friendly branches offering easy access to your money, opening throughout the Southland. Online banking on our award-winning website at www.vineyardbank.com. That's Vineyard Bank. Proud to be your hometown bank. Proud to support our hometown team. For more information, please call 1-800-442-4996. That's 1-800-442-4996.
The epicenter, ladies and gentlemen, where the Quakes this afternoon complete the sweep of the High Desert Mavericks. The Quakes win their 5th in a row, 5-1 now in the first 2/3 of this 9-game homestand are the Quakes. The final today, Rancho Cucamonga 8 and High Desert 4. With the victory, the Quakes win their season-high 5th in a row and improve to a season-high 6 games over 500. As the Quakes now stand at 21-15 on the year. Rancho Cucamonga wins it with 8 runs on 7 hits. They committed 3 errors, and they left 4 runners on base. All 4 were left in scoring position. High Desert, meanwhile, drops back to the 500 mark at 18-18. They came into this series tied for first place. Now they are 3 games back, as they are even at 18-18. High Desert with 4 runs on 8 hits. They committed 1 error, left 10 runners on base, 6 of them in scoring position. The winner this afternoon for the Quakes was the right-hander, number 1 starter, Nick Green. He gets off a little bit of a slide. He had given up 25 hits in his last 2 starts and went 0-1 with an ERA north of 9 over that stretch, but came back today to turn in his team-high 3rd quality start of the year. Green goes 7 strong innings, gives up 3 runs, 2 of them earned on 6 hits. With a couple of walks and 4 strikeouts, his record improves to 4-2 with the victory. Luis Cota takes the loss for High Desert. 2nd time that the Quakes have hung a loss on Luis Cota this year. And this time, not much better than the first time Luis Cota faced the Quakes. Back on April 13th, he gave up 8 runs in 3 1/3. Today, he gives up 7 runs in 3 1/3. His record drops to 1-4, 7 runs on only 4 hits given up by Luis Cota, but he did not help his cause. He walked 5 batters and did record 6 strikeouts. And getting the save today for the Quakes, the right-hander Miguel González, his first save of the year, as he came on in the 8th inning with the base is loaded and one out, and struck out Brian McFall and Tommy Duenas to get out of the jam, and he picks up his first save. He lowers his ERA to 1.71 in the process. So again, the Quakes get their fifth straight win, now their best record all year at 21-15. Quakes gets the victory with 8 runs on 7 hits. They committed 3 errors, and they left 4 runners on base, 4 of them in scoring position. High Desert drops to 18-18 on the year, 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, and 10 left aboard. On the personal side of things, Nick Green gets the win. He's now 4-2. Luis Cota takes the loss. He is 1-4. And the save for Miguel González, his first of the season. Fans, we're going to go ahead and step aside for now. We'll say goodbye to you. But don't go anywhere, because the Yellow Book USA postgame show is coming up. We're going to go ahead and take a look at how these runs were scored. Again, a big 6-run fourth inning for the Quakes to really break this game open. We'll get you all set up for tomorrow night's broadcast, and we'll also get you up to date with the standings from around the California League. We'll take a look at the California League scoreboard, see if the Quakes are still in a tie for first place or if they've gone into first place all by themselves, depending on whether or not Inland Empire won in Stockton today. So all that's still yet to come on the Yellow Book USA postgame show, but for now we say goodbye for the Epicenter. Final score, Rancho Cucamonga 8, High Desert 4. The Yellow Book USA postgame show is next.
Rancho Cucamonga Quakes Baseball has been brought to you in part by the Ontario Airport Marriott, Vineyard Bank, Charter Media, Galliano Winery, the City of Laughlin Convention and Visitors Bureau, Sprint, Chipotle, Red Roof Inn, the City of Rancho Cucamonga, Allstate Insurance, Farmer John, Xbox, Yellow Book USA, and NationwideSurveys.com. KWRM 1370 is the radio home for Quakes Baseball all season long. This has been Rancho Cucamonga Quakes Baseball. The Yellow Book USA postgame show is next. The 2006 Rancho Cucamonga Quakes aren't always playing baseball at the Epicenter. During their downtime, you can catch them playing the official gaming console of the 2006 Quakes, Xbox 360. Xbox 360 is the most powerful video game and entertainment system out there, delivering the best games, the next generation of premier Xbox Live online gaming services, and unique digital entertainment experiences that revolve around you. Xbox 360, available now at your local retailer. Jump in at www.xbox.com for more information.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fishing, tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, carpet makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers walk in the book, not the other book. Explorers, grocers, water coolers, bakers, jewelers, everything from A to Z. Duct tape, landscape, sit-down mowers, dentists, false teeth, uppers, lowers, wholesale, retail, Bombay, white whale. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers walk in the yellow book. Let your fingers walk in the yellow book, not the other book.
To place your ad at people's fingertips, call 1-800-YB-YELLOW. Yellow Book, not the other book.
Welcome to the Yellow Book USA post-game show. Put your information up in Yellow Book, not the other book. This is Quakes Baseball.
Fans, welcome back to the Epicenter. Yellow Book USA post-game show is on the air, where this afternoon we celebrate an 8-4 win for the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes, their season-high 5th in a row, and they sweep the High Desert Mavericks here over the weekend. Taking a look at how these runs were scored. The Quakes opened the scoring with a run in the bottom half of the first that they stole literally from the High Desert Mavericks. Nate Sutton led off the inning with a walk, then went to second on a wild pitch. And then Freddy Sandoval drew a walk to put runners at first and second. Another wild pitch moved Nate Sutton to third base. Freddy Sandoval did not move up. So they had runners at the corners with one out. And then after Sean Rodriguez struck out, Ben Johnson was at the plate. Johnson struck out, but on the play, Freddy Sandoval broke for second base, drew the throw from the catcher, Tommy Duenas. And as the throw went in, Freddy Sandoval slammed on the brakes, went back to first base. The shortstop, Irving Falu, ended up chasing Sandoval back to first base. As soon as the throw went to first, Nate Sutton had been tiptoeing down the line. As soon as he saw the throw go back to first, Sutton broke for home, ended up scoring. The Quakes pulled off a double steal. Sutton stealing his third base of the year and stole home, and that put the Quakes on top 1-0. But High Desert came right back to tie it and then take the lead in the top of the second. Rusty Brown made it a brand new ball game with a solo home run deep out to left field. For Brown, his second home run of the year, that was off of Nick Green, the Quake starter. And that tied it up at 1. Just 3 pitches and 2 batters later, Juan Senrisa, who came in tied for the team lead with 5 home runs for High Desert, hit number 6, the towering shot down the left field line that stayed fair. And that put High Desert on top 2-1. Mavericks would add an unearned run against Nick Green in the top of the third. Irving Falu walked with 1 out, went to second when Green threw a pickoff attempt into right field. Falu then went to third on a ground out and scored when Sean Rodriguez bobbled a ground ball by Mike Galloway. And High Desert, just like that, had a 3-1 lead, but the Quakes would come back and take the lead for good in the bottom of the fourth. As the Quakes sent 10 men to the plate there in the fourth, they scored 6 runs on 5 hits. Ben Johnson led off with a double to center field, then scored when Pat Riley laced a double down the right field line. That brought the Quakes to within 3-2. Baltazar Lopez followed with a single, and Drew Toussaint then scored Pat Riley with a base hit to center field. That was really a gift because Juan Senrisa, the center fielder, started back and then came charging in and just misread the ball off the bat of Drew Toussaint. At the honestly, that should have been probably a sacrifice fly for Drew Toussaint, with Riley coming in to score, but Lopez should have stayed at first, and Toussaint should not have gotten aboard, and there should have been 1 out there in the bottom of the fourth. Instead, an RBI single. Lopez went to second. Toussaint went to first as Riley came in to score to tie the game. Tim Duff struck out, but Josh LeBlanc drew a 5-pitch walk to load the bases, and then Nate Sutton walked on 4 pitches to force in the go-ahead run as Baltazar Lopez trotted in from third base. So the Quakes took a 4-3 lead there. That was the end for Luis Cota. Justin Barnes was the first man out of the bullpen. He struck out Freddy Sandoval, but then with Sean Rodriguez at the plate, High Desert could not take advantage of a pop-up down the left field line by Sean Rodriguez. The left fielder Galloway was coming in. The shortstop Falu and the third baseman Ed Lucas were both going out, and neither one, or actually none of the 3, were able to get to it as it bounced down the left field line in foul ground. And a pop fly that should have ended the inning right there. Instead, the inning continued, and Sean Rodriguez, 2 pitches later, dropped a little fly ball into center field. Juan Senrisa came charging in, could not make a dive and catch again with the bases loaded and a full count on Rodriguez. The runners were going, and that cleared the bases. It's just a curveball off the end of the bat for Sean Rodriguez, but he dropped it down into center field as Toussaint, LeBlanc, and Sutton all came in to score. That turned a 4-3 game into a 7-3 game, and that really spelled the difference in this one. Quakes picked up a run in the bottom of the 7th. High Desert got 1 in the top of the 8th, and then what really put it away was after Joe Torres had given up 3 walks and an RBI single to load the bases in the top of the 8th, and the Quakes on top 8-4. Miguel González came on in relief and facing the tying runs at the plate, struck out Brian McFall and then struck out Tommy Duenas to leave the bases loaded, and High Desert never really recovered from that as the Quakes go on to win by a final count of 8-4. Fans, we'll go ahead and step aside for 60 seconds. We'll come back, take a look at the box scores, and let you know how the Quakes did offensively and pitching-wise. That's coming up in 1 minute right here on the Quakes Radio Network.
Hey fans, Rob Sinclair here reminding you that any night is a great night to enjoy Quakes baseball. Our Monday Madness promotion gets you 2 tickets, 2 hot dogs, 2 sodas, and 2 popcorns for just $12. Come out for Weenie Wednesdays and enjoy delicious Farmer John hot dogs for just $1. And every Thursday, quench your thirst with $1 beers and sodas on Dave & Buster's Thirsty Thursday. To order Quakes tickets in person, stop by the Epicenter from 10 to 5 Monday through Friday and 10 to 2 on Saturday. You can also order by phone by calling 909-481-5252 or buy tickets online at rcquakes.com.
here at the Epicenter, where this afternoon the Quakes complete the sweep of the High Desert Mavericks by a final count of 8-4. Let's take a look at what the Quakes did individually in this ball game. Take a look at the box score. Nate Sutton in the leadoff spot for the second straight game. Played very well. Got on board 3 times. He drew 3 walks, did Nate Sutton. Stole a couple of bases, including a steal of home. Picked up an RBI when he drew a bases-loaded walk in the 4th. Scored a couple of runs. All in all, just caused some whole lot of havoc there, as he did a good job of setting the table for the Quakes. Sutton goes 0 for 1, 3 walks, 2 stolen bases, 2 runs scored, and an RBI. Freddy Sandoval extended his hitting streak to 5 games, going 1 for 3 with a single, a run scored, and a stolen base. Sean Rodriguez goes 1 for 4, but his one hit was that big 3-run double there in the top of the 4th. That's what turned a 4-3 game into a 7-3 game. That really spelled the difference in this one for the Quakes. So Rodriguez 1 for 4 with a double, 3 RBIs. He's up to 20 runs batted in on the season. Ben Johnson, the cleanup man, went 2 for 4, couple of strikeouts, couple of doubles, and a run scored for Ben Johnson. He's got 8 two-baggers on the year. Pat Riley went 1 for 4 in the number 5 spot as he DH'd for the second straight game. Picked up an RBI double and scored a run as part of that 6-run 4th for the Quakes. Baltazar Lopez down in the number 6 spot, went 1 for 4 with a single and a run scored in the 4th. In the bottom third of the order, Drew Toussaint, 1 for 4 with an RBI single and a run scored. Tim Duff, 0 for 4, couple of strikeouts, but Duff called a very good game once again. They worked with Nick Green, and Green turned in 7 strong innings. And then Josh LeBlanc, down in the number 9 spot, goes 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. Pitching-wise, again, Nick Green gets the victory and improves to 4-2. 7 innings for Nick Green, gave up 3 runs, only 2 of them earned on 6 hits, couple of walks, and 4 strikeouts. Joe Torres lasted just 1/3 of an inning in the top of the 8th, was done in by 3 walks, one of them which was very, very shaky, did not get a call that he probably should have gotten a couple of times on curveballs. Torres, 1/3 of an inning, a hit, a run, and 3 walks, and Miguel González goes the final 5 outs to get his first save of the year. 1 2/3 inning of no-run baseball, 1 hit, no walks, and 3 Ks for Miguel González. Fans, we're going to go ahead and step aside one last 60-second break. We'll come back, get you all set up with tomorrow night's broadcast as the Quakes open up a 3-game series with the San Jose Giants. And we'll also take a look at the scores from around the California League. That's coming up in 1 minute here on the Yellow Book USA post-game show.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fish and tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers walk into the other book, not the other book. Festive games, inline skates, artists, posers, florists, grocers, water coolers, bakers, jewelers, everything from A to Z. Duct tape, landscape, sit-down mowers, dentists, false teeth, uppers, lowers, wholesale, retail, Bombay, white whale. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers walk into the yellow book. Let your fingers walk into the yellow book, not the other book.
To place your ad at people's fingertips, call 1-800-YB-YELLOW. Yellow Book, not the other book.
At the Epicenter, where this afternoon the Quakes defeat High Desert by a final count of 8-4. Fans, let's take a look at the scores from around the California League. All games are final, and we'll start with the game between Inland Empire and Stockton up north at Banner Island Ballpark. Inland Empire jumped out to a big lead. Stockton came back with 2 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, 2 in the 9th, and it wasn't quite enough. Inland Empire holds on for a 10-9 win over the Stockton Ports in Stockton today. So Inland Empire goes up north, and they sweep the Stockton Ports. That keeps them tied with Rancho Cucamonga for first place in the California League Southern Division. So both the Quakes and the Sixers at 21 and 15. And remember, coming up on Thursday, the Quakes go to Inland Empire over there in San Bernardino to open up a 4-game series, which should be a pretty big one. So Inland Empire defeats Stockton 10-9. The second place team the California League Southern Division, Lake Elsinore, dropped another game to the San Jose Giants. San Jose defeats the Storm by a final count of 5-1, so the Giants sweep San Jose. That drops San Jose to now 2 games back of the Quakes and the Inland Empire 66ers. And High Desert, with the loss today, is now 3 games back. Other scores in the Northern Division, Bakersfield defeated Modesto by a final count of 7-4, and Lancaster gets a win courtesy of a 6-run first inning as they go on to defeat Visalia by a final count of 9-6, the 2 last-place teams battling at Recreation Park in Visalia today. So again, the Quakes win here 8-4. They will remain tied for first place with Inland Empire, both clubs at 21 and 15. Lake Elsinore is going to be 2 games back, and High Desert will be 3 games out of first place. Well, fans, let's take a look at what we have coming up for you tomorrow. The Quakes will remain home. Again, this was just Game 6 of a 9-day homestand, so still plenty of baseball left to be played. Why don't you come out and enjoy it with us tomorrow as the Quakes will host the San Jose Giants. First time that we have seen San Jose this year. It'll be a battle between the 2 first-place clubs in the California League. Quake will be tied for first place with Inland Empire, and San Jose comes into today's action with a 4.5-game cushion on Modesto. So it should be a very good series and a very good litmus test for the Quakes to see how they match up with the best team in the California League, at least record-wise, in the San Jose Giants. Tomorrow, the Quakes will send the right-hander Francisco Rodriguez to the hill. Max Rod coming off that complete game shutout his last time out against Visalia. First time the Quakes had a complete game shutout in a year and a half. Stephen Shell did it in 2004. We'll see what Max Rod does for an encore tomorrow night. Comes in with a record of 1-2 and a 3.38 earned run average. He will be opposed by San Jose right-hander Anthony Moreno, who checks in with a record of 2-1 and a 4.86 earned run average. First pitch tomorrow set for 7:05. Will be on the air at 6:50 with the Quakes on Deck show. Again, the pitching matchups: Francisco Rodriguez for the Quakes, Anthony Moreno for the San Jose Giants. First pitch set for 7:05. We'll get things started at 6:50 with the Quakes on Deck show. Come on out and enjoy it with us as tickets are still available. Well, fans, that's the story from here at the Epicenter in Rancho Cucamonga, where this afternoon the Quakes complete the sweep of the High Desert Mavericks by a final count of 8-4. For everyone who has been a part of this one, especially today's producer and director, John Souter, my name is Rob Sinclair, wishing all of you a very pleasant good afternoon, and reminding you that Quakes Baseball is a presentation of the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes and the Quakes Radio Network. Again, the final score, Quakes 8, High Desert 4. Happy Mother's Day, everybody, and so long. You've been listening to Quakes California League Baseball.
You've been listening to the Yellow Book USA postgame show. Look your information up in Yellow Book, not the other book. KWRM 1370 is the radio home for Quakes baseball all season long. This has been Quakes Baseball.